All right, we back. We back. My bad, y'all. Just had a little technical difficulties. Uh, Somebody was trying to join the panel and pressed the wrong button. So we back. We back. We'll drop the link in the chat in just a minute. Give me a second. Give me a second. Peace, brother Keenan, man. Appreciate you for coming back. Kimoyo West African Spirit. Brother Sabio. Yeah, Sabio. I'm gonna throw the link back in the chat in a second. Hold on. Let me get everything situated back. How we was. Yeah, man. I'm gonna play y'all one more video while I set up, and then we'll be ready to go. I'm gonna have to play the video all over again one more time, y'all. So just bear with me, but let me play y'all a commercial while I do that.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the books is in. The books are in. Yep. They in. They're here.
Nah, man, it wasn't me. I had me one lip, but it wasn't me. Yeah, man. But okay, hold on. Let me drop the link back out there. Sabio, you can come back in if you want to. Anybody else? Come on in if they want to. Hey, what up? Peace, sister, Dr. Mott. Appreciate it. Okay. So I'm gonna play the video back over from scratch, y'all. I know we done played it twice, but just one more time. Just one more time.
The country appears to be getting more divided by the day when it comes to the question of should you get the COVID vaccine or not. Recently, our very own comedy hype analyst, Pierre, revealed that he had contracted the virus despite being.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me throw the disclaimer in there. I almost forgot. Yep, so YouTube, we are protected by the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. So we legit over here, YouTube. All right. Start the video back.
Vaccinated. Now, the CDC has made it known that if you receive your vaccine, that does not exclude you from getting the disease, but it does improve your chances if you are infected. Pierre received tons of support for his viral video, with several other comedians like Pierre reposting his message. Some would take issue with Pierre for suggesting that vaccinated people and unvaccinated people should be segregated. Today on the show, we have our comedy hype analysts, Capone, Vanessa Fraction, and Pierre on the show to talk about Pierre's experience. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
I'll take this time, talk about this COVID thing, man, which I think is getting out of hand. Just let you know, I am vaccinated. I've been vaccinated since April, fully vaccinated since April. And I recently caught COVID. I've been on the low. I didn't want anybody to know about it. Yeah, it was bad. I have underlying conditions. I have diabetes and one kidney. But I also knew that getting a shot didn't mean necessarily I was never going to get COVID. I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to be as bad as I got. When I got it, I didn't think it was going to be that bad, but it was. But it wasn't bad enough to be on a ventilator, and it's not bad enough to be dead right now. So I'm going to chalk it up that the vaccine helped me save my life, or helped save my life. I think we should separate ourselves in the living of this world. We should separate ourselves. If you don't want to take COVID, you don't want to take a vaccine, that's fine. But I don't think you should mingle people who took the test.
Now, as I mentioned, there were some people that are, on both sides, but I think the consensus is we're glad to see, Pierre, that you're doing well and you're able to make it through that. So thank you for that. Capone, I want to come to you first. After seeing that video, what's your reaction to that?
Pierre is very, very, I empathize with some of the shit that he did say about having a kidney and being diabetic. But the separation shit was totally stupid. That's number one. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just being real. The thing that he said that kills me about people is how quick we forget about God. You are sitting here talking about a vaccine saved you. If God wanted you dead, there ain't nothing in this world that can save you. You didn't give thanks to God that I'm here. You didn't be grateful to nothing but a vaccine. And you're trying to convince people to take the vaccine or stay the fuck away from each other. That is white people supremacy talk. White people talk that way. And they've been talking that way for years. And if I've never looked at you as a white racist, I look at you as a white racist right now, because you didn't even say, not even a white name. You gave the Pookies, you gave the tire man that's a black man, and everything that you could possibly do to degrade a black man, you did it, and you said it, and everybody heard it. And the fact that you're half white and half black, your white side took all over you just now.
I definitely appreciate your feedback. Vanessa, I want to come to you to get your thoughts on that. What was your reaction after seeing that video?
Again, man, them some powerful words, bro. He just called him a white supremacist.
Basically, he race baited.
Yeah, man. He called him a white.
Called that man a white racist. What up, Big Sean?
Let me butt in real quick. First thing first is that there's something important here that people are missing. The first thing is the fact that he said that he was fully vaccinated, and that he was fully vaccinated, and that he had caught COVID. And then he gave you the real side. He says, I have diabetes and I got one lung. See, the average person would assume that because he's vaccinated, that he should be fully protected. Well, he's not fully protected because he have comorbidities. And more than that, he's immunocompromised. Why is he immunocompromised? Because he has to go get treatment. He has to go through dialysis and all of that. He's got one kidney. He's got to go through treatment. His treatment prevents the vaccine from fully working. Now, another thing that we don't know is we don't know which vaccine he got. We don't know if it was Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, or Moderna. So those are, what I'm doing is I am
laying the foundation.
Correct. Because this is where people get all of the stuff wrong. They think that a vaccine is supposed to protect everybody regardless. Never mind the fact that he's immunocompromised and all these other stipulations that he laid out. But he was forthcoming. So now, what can be done in order to properly address it? So why did the vaccine not stop the infection? That's a question that we're going to answer, right? I think later on this evening, Uncle's supposed to be trying to answer this question because he want to deal with some information. However, as of right now, the truth of the matter is simple. The brother could not be fully protected because of comorbidities. He could not be fully protected because of current treatments. He could not be anything more than what was going to happen to him. Now, the good thing is that he was vaccinated. And because he was vaccinated, he was afforded protection against whatever variant or whatever he had to deal with. And that, he is correct, saved him. Now this other fool talking about thanking God, Jesus, giving praise to the church. I don't know where he got that from. When was that a shot at black people? And just because he wanted to separate, you have to think, bruh. You have to think. The vaccinated are literally living their lives, and the unvaccinated are living their lives. But right now, the body count for hospitalization and death is in the unvaccinated. And we're arguing, which goes back to a post I put up 2 weeks ago about a 1%, a less than a percent of people in the population that have had a breakthrough infection and that have either died, those 2,000 people, or out of our 636,000 that died from COVID, or we're talking about the 170 or 80 million vaccinated, and then you have 11,000 breakthrough infections. So mathematically, we're dealing with a minute portion of the conversation. And this is what drove me crazy today, is because when I put up that data from the CDC, from that study, when I put that data up, it was to solidify the foundation. I mean, to solidify that the vaccines, even Pfizer, is working against the Delta variant because it is doing its job. So now I'm arguing with people about sickness. Well, what about the people who get sick from the vaccine? Everybody who's had a vaccine before, you've been introduced to a pathogen that your body has nothing to deal with. you're going to initially have some type of reaction. That reaction could be short-lived. That's why they say you're going to feel a different way for 2 to 3 days. And then after that, you're going to feel normal. There's nobody that gets a vaccine and then next thing you know, they're sick for 6 weeks. What are we talking about? There's nobody that gets a vaccine and then they're in the hospital on an ECMO machine for 90 days. If you don't know what an ECMO machine is, it is the last thing that you're probably going to see before you die. Because it's going to help you breathe and it's going to help keep you alive until somebody says, hey, enough is enough. Or you're going to recover over a period of time and then they're going to take you off the machine and then you're still going to need double lung transplant. You're going to have other issues in your body taken care of. So this is what it comes down to. This is what I can't get black people to see. We want to wait until somebody in our family catch it and die, and then we want to be like, man, I think I'm gonna get the shot. It's too damn late. They're dead. I'm gonna be quiet. Go ahead.
Yep. That's how it is, man.
Yeah, and you know, I just had a conversation earlier about the variants, and somebody was basically telling me that the RNA that they got it from, and the spike protein is working against us. Somehow he tried to make it fit his idea of not getting the vaccine. I just told him, bro, you got to look out for your family. You can't be selfish like that.
This is what he's doing. Okay. He's regurgitating information
from Alex Jones. He told me.
No. Robert Malone.
Oh, he also said Alex Jones too, though.
Hey, listen to the root, the source. Forget Alex Jones. He's regurgitating. The source is Robert Malone. How do I know that? Because he was the first person to come out and say that he was the inventor of mRNA. He is a doctor. He was originally the one who was in on the mRNA. He said that there's a cytotoxic response to the spike protein.
Yeah, that's what he was trying
He had nothing to do with the mRNA vaccines or the advancement of mRNA technology or anything to deal with COVID-19 today. He had no research that was involved in anything that had to deal with that. He is talking about 1980 stuff. And this is who they are regurgitating. He had 2 patents and he wanted credit for everything and he can't get it. So he's against everything. So when your buddy tells you that he got it from Alex Jones got it from somebody else, the source. So I'm letting you know, every time that I hear people regurgitate something, right? I can tell you immediately where it come from. Because I just slowed it down and says, what is the root of the issue? I can tell you which claims. You give me a different claim, I can tell you where. But you know what else? The anti-vaxxers that are showing up to these TV shows and promoting things, they're telling you too. Because if you hear another argument like the Sean Brooks argument, Sean McCullough Brooks from Florida, who moved to Ohio, Oxford, Ohio, if you listen to his argument, he tells you what he does. If you listen to the Caribbean dude, he tells you who he relied on. They give you the root, right? Because it's got to have credentials. So now you're going to hear people regurgitate Dr. Christina Parks, the microbiologist. They're going to regurgitate parts of what she's saying. No matter how wrong it is, they're going to regurgitate parts of what she's saying and frame it because she has a PhD in microbiology. She deals with cells. She don't deal with vaccines. She don't deal with epidemiology. She don't deal with immunology or vaccinecology. She doesn't deal with those things. But because she has PhD next to her name, it's more susceptible to that. And I see that Dr. Ma'at was in the chat. I don't know if she's still in the chat, but that's a dangerous game. And Dr. Ma'at can tell you that when people use their authority maliciously, because science will correct the authority that you just tried to use. So, yeah, your brother is making it. The buddy he was talking to, he is making an excuse on why not to get the vaccine. He's understudied. He's listening to Alex Jones. That's not a scientist. That's no expert in the field, and he has to go to the experts. Then
Well, you know what I did?
I realized today. My bad. I'm gonna let you go. I realized today that people just ain't gonna listen to me because I don't have PhD next to my name. Because I don't have some type of PhD. It don't even matter. I have a PhD in PE, but if I got a PhD next to it, the way people are flipping over information these days, they're going to run with it.
Well, I'm gonna just say this real quick. What I did was I told him to subscribe to Pseudo Killers and Science with Sean.
There you go. There you go.
If he wanna know the truth.
Robert Malone, when he pushing ivermectin.
Robert Malone could have been on the ivermectin train at one point, but he wasn't real big on it. It was another doctor who, guess what? The original person who was pushing that stuff that was all over YouTube and they were sharing their videos, where's he at? Have you seen him? Have anybody seen him make a new video since 2020 about ivermectin? Soon as they told him to go do a control study, have anybody seen him? I ain't think y'all have, because I ain't seen him either. There's no new Facebook videos and none of that showing up.
Yeah. See, I'm looking at his wiki page now. Yeah, he did push ivermectin, but it says he retracted it in a tweet.
Yeah, he retracted. You know why he retracted it in a tweet? Because he didn't have no data.
He said Malone was criticized for falsely claiming that the FDA had not granted full approval of Pfizer vaccine in August 2021. Damn, he's still talking pseudo shit.
Nah, he's not gonna let up. Well, his okay. So here's the issue, and I don't think people understand this. The issue is that Dr. Robert Malone, has an issue with not getting credited for mRNA, but you can't give him credit for something when there was hundreds of other scientists that were involved in the mRNA study, and two of the leads who nobody knows of are from other countries. They came to the US. They got down with this science because they knew the breaking edge. Once scientists figured out how important RNA was, it opened the doors for them, but they couldn't figure out how to create an RNA vaccine and to protect it and get it where it needed to go. So they needed someone else. I keep telling y'all, this thing was just like the metal netcher. It grew legs. The legs it grew legs but couldn't walk. It began to crawl, and then someone else taught it to walk. And then when someone else taught it to walk, someone else came behind it and taught it to run. It's the same. It's science. It's a process. People pick up on where other works is left off and carry it forward. We sit here in our community and we talk about ancient Egypt, and we talk about advancing. We talk about being scientific, and scientific just basically in a nutshell is to advance knowledge. And then here we are with an opportunity to advance knowledge. And what we do, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, we share the wrong shit, jeopardizing everybody We're sharing the wrong stuff, man. Like seriously, is driving me crazy. It's like, bro, I need to step all the way off. Like, not even saying that. Like, I wasn't even really gonna come on here, but I knew Uncle was trying to do something because I talked to him early in the day, and then I just been in a effed up mood all day because it's like I said on my Facebook post, black people, ignorant people would love to be. I mean, if this was the plantation right now, bro, and the intelligent people would be the liberators, and the slaves would be the ignorant people. They want to stay where they are out of ignorance than be an intelligent liberator. So it's no matter what we do, how we do it, or who's doing it, people have a problem with it because it doesn't support their stance. No matter what it is that we say, no matter how right it is that how right our information is, they take a stance against us because we ain't banging on the system. We ain't gonna have no system to bang on if we die. We ain't gonna have no system to bang on if our health ain't there. What good could it do us? What suitable effect does it have on our lives? If we're sitting here getting sick and we're developing long COVID, or we're sitting here getting sick and we just smoking weed and drinking and thinking that we ain't having health issues, and then next thing you know, 6 months down the road, you start to notice that you're having a shortness of breath or a irregular heartbeat. It's too late. Oh, I had COVID a long time ago. That's gonna be the only thing that you're gonna put it on. I ain't had this before COVID. And then you don't even want to be honest. You want to keep on lying. You want to lie your way through life. Yeah, ivermectin is for the horses.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
it right there, Sean.
It's dewormer.
People want to lie their way through life. Like I just had a friend who told me last week that he got COVID. And he was out. He was out riding around without a mask on, hanging out. I'm like, you got COVID and you out without a mask on, bro? You tripping. You don't even need to be out. You're like, the symptoms ain't that serious. Why haven't seen him since then, though?
Wow. Yeah, so your symptoms ain't that serious, but you transmitting it to other people.
You transmitting it to other people.
Yeah, they might not take it as easy as you did, bro. That's irresponsible as fuck.
And that's what I told him. I told him you need to just go on and get in the house, bro. You might be transmitting it to other people. He was like, I am, bro. I was like, man, you don't even need to be out. Look at you. You look like you hurting now. I'm good, bro. I don't understand it. They treat it like it's a common cold or something.
Yeah, bro. People want to be woke, and that's what they feel like woke is: fighting against any type of authority, even if that authority is trying to save you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people I notice a lot of people making this into a black issue. I do not get it. Why is Tuskegee always being brought up? First, regardless of the fact that Tuskegee has nothing to do at all with this situation that we going through.
I'm getting tired of hearing that.
Tuskegee was a black issue. This is an issue for humanity. This is knocking people off. COVID is not discriminating on everybody else and only selecting black people. COVID vaccines is not discriminating on everybody else and working for everybody else except for black people. Come on, man. Y'all gotta cut out that stupid shit, man. That irritates me too. But yeah, if anybody else got nothing, I'm gonna start the video and keep playing.
They were not as passionate as Capone's feelings, I will definitely say.
Passion is good.
Pierre, first off, yes, I am very glad that you got over that. I'm so glad that you're healthy, and I'm so glad that you were able to talk about it and continue to share your experience. I have been saying that you need to do what's best for you. And some people say it's, I'm not taking a specific side and I need to buckle down to one side or the other. But I think that's the issue, is that we're making it one side against another side, and it shouldn't be that. You have to do what you feel is best for your health. And for me, I thought taking the vaccination was, so I understood and agreed with him on, it's going to better my chances. Not that I might not get it, but that it wouldn't be as severe. As far as the separation part, I felt like that was a bit much, and it gets a little dangerous when we get to completely separating. I think that it's a personal choice to separate myself. And you can make a personal choice to continue to wear your mask, whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated, and to separate yourself and still go by COVID laws, because you don't know. People got fake vaccination cards out here. There's all kinds of things going on. So I think that you should just take, take proper health. How the hell am I saying this? I've been drinking. Look, take the precautions that are good for your health, period. And that's a personal decision.
Right. Now, Pierre, I do have a couple questions, and I definitely want to give you the opportunity to expand on some of your thoughts. I know Capone had very strong thoughts. Is there anything that, you want to respond to Capone's thoughts on your video?
Yeah. Well, when you try to get, good stuff in the comments, you say what he just said. So, okay. The fact about God, mentioning God in it, God made me take the motherfucker, okay? God made me take it, okay? So we want to believe in God. So God said to me, I said, you take the medicine. God controls everything. So he made me take the medicine. So that's the first thing, throwing God up in there. Like, I don't have to take, because you don't take it, you're closer to God than someone who takes it. That's a wrong, okay? God made me take the medicine. All right, that's the first thing. Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray, because Pookie and Ray Ray are the ones that are in my inbox. The ones that are always talking to me. That's who. Karen ain't talking to me. I don't talk to Karen. I don't talk to Billy, Bob, and Joe. So that's what. The niggas that I talk to are the Ray Rays and the Pookie. Nigga, I ain't taking. So that's why I use the example of Ray Ray and Pookie talking about they want the black man. They want the black man. They trying to get our pills. I don't hear white folks talking about they're trying to get us. They're trying to get us. I hear the Ray Rays and the Pookie saying that. That's why I mentioned Ray Ray and Pookie. So you try to turn around and get the Ray Ray and Pookies to dislike me. I'm telling you the niggas that I hear. Okay? So you ain't in my inbox. You ain't in my ears. So if the Ray Rays and the Pookies are the ones that tell it to me, then I'm gonna talk about the Ray Rays and the Pookies that talk about they want the black man. Korean people ain't saying they want us. Mexican people ain't saying they want us. Italian people don't say they want to put a plug in our. It's niggas who are saying that. So now that one is for you there again. Now, let's talk about the vaccination and the separation. I recently found out being vaccinated might make you more susceptible to getting the corona again. Well, nigga, then I don't need you around me, nigga, to be more susceptible. Okay, for something like that. So to get it.
So that's the. I'm going to you, Sean. Is that accurate? You said people that get vaccines get more or more susceptible to it. That might be something that's true. I haven't seen it though. I ain't seen.
Hold on. He said that people who get the vaccine is more susceptible to getting the virus.
That's what he said he heard.
No, that's stupid.
Hold on, let me run it back.
Talk about the vaccination and the separation. I recently found out being vaccinated might make you more susceptible to getting the corona again. Well, nigga, then I don't need you around me, nigga.
Okay, so he's saying the separation thing, and he's using it as leverage to why he don't want people around him, because he may be able to get it again because he's got these unvaccinated people. No, that's still incorrect. All right. So what the science says, okay, is the vaccines work in the real world, and we'll see tonight. We'll bring out some studies. We'll bring out 4 studies from 2020, 2 studies in 2020, 2 studies in 2021, and we'll bring it all the way current. But what you'll see is in a real world study, the vaccines do a great job at preventing the spread of infectious disease, hospitalization, and death, right? Because you'll see a study with 50-some thousand people and not a death. And you'll see a minute breakthrough percentage. So what happens for us vaccinated? Well, you know what? For him, remember, we're talking about him specifically, right? This Pierre, right? This Pierre?
Yep.
Okay. So for Pierre specifically, he is immunocompromised. People have to really understand what he doesn't know what he's saying exactly, He's only regurgitating what he heard. But he's immunocompromised. He is susceptible for reinfection because he doesn't get the protection. He is one of the people that need the third shot. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because his immunity wans over a period of time because he's got too much going on. He's got a bad kidney, so he's getting chemo. Not chemo, dialysis. He's got other underlying issues that he's dealing with.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. So he has commo. So I'm gonna say this again for people who've never heard this term before. He has comorbidities. Okay, that's a person with with at least 2 diseases in their body, right? So he's dealing with that. You add a third one to the equation, then he's hella messed up. What did provide him protection was the vaccine because it reduced the symptoms, right? It reduced his symptoms down to where he had not a severe infection, but he had a mild infection. So instead of it being severe, it was mild. Well, really, I'm gonna say mild. Now, you might get infected and you might have an asymptomatic response and have a very little response. Like you might have a runny nose or a head cold or something like that, right? Our goal is to vaccinate enough people. I'm saying our goal like I'm on the board. But the goal is to vaccinate enough people to reduce the symptoms to an asymptomatic response to where you can link COVID to a common cold. So it'll be lumped into or absorbed in the common cold, quote unquote, impact on our bodies. But you can't do that when new variants continue to be made. So what he's saying is incorrect. But what is true about what's being said in his direction is that because of his current illnesses and diseases that he have in the body, he is susceptible to reinfection. But the vaccine doesn't open the door of him being reinfected, no. Because he can get a booster shot. Since he's been infected, he can get a booster shot. They can test him. That's why they do those testing on the immunocompromised. Remember, we had this conversation with Wujawa when Wujawa was telling you about PCR tests to check levels and all the things like that. He's a candidate for that because when we were reading over the information about what these certain tests are designed for, these certain type of antibody tests are designed for Pierre because they need to really, really know if he's protected. 3 and 4 shots could be a measurement for him before he has some type of protection. But his protection is going to wane because he's getting all those other treatments. Yeah, Jehudi is correct. That's a fact. The goal is for everyone should be, but we can't obtain that goal because we have people who say certain things, right? They deliver this conviction against something to just be against it, to be anti something. And you not being anti-government, and then you turn around and you want to argue for reparations. So you want to go to the same people that you just said that you don't want a vaccine from, but you want money from them. You want them to give you reparations. So you want the government because you feel like that's old, right? Where your health, they owe you health and wealth. Because if you ain't healthy, you ain't gonna get to spend a reparations check or any or see any dividends from reparations. Your health is important. And Pierre, he just messed up, bro. He is. The moment that he told you about diabetes and he got 1 kidney.
You know he needed that motherfucker.
Come on, man. He can't afford to be anti-vax. He basically is telling you that. The sister that just spoke before he spoke told you that. She knew. She vaccinated. You could tell she vaccinated based on the way she responded. But she said it in a way to let you know, like, I knew you needed protection. So the people that he associates with or that's around him all got to be vaccinated because that helps him. So listen to what I'm saying, y'all. If he says we need to go somewhere and be by ourselves, it's because it's an advantage for him. He's immunocompromised. So if he's around enough vaccinated people, it's more protection for him. He's spot the hell on. I need to separate. I need to be somewhere where everybody vaccinated.
In other words, he trying to live.
Come on, man.
That's white supremacy.
He trying, but he a white supremacist. He trying to do how to be a player too. He ain't thinking about y'all.
Oh shit. How to be a player too.
Yeah, he trying to be in another movie before he go. And the whole problem with that is people don't understand it. So the brother called a man a white supremacist because he ain't think Jesus or God or somebody, and he spoke to Pookie and Ray Ray like, what the niggas in trouble.
Tap dance, Sambo.
Niggas in trouble, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Black people do it to ourselves.
We
don't need whitey. We don't need whitey, bro. We gonna do it to ourselves. We doing it to ourselves. If you just look at my Facebook post, we're doing it to ourselves. And people asking me the same stuff over and over. Like, we ain't talking about this every day. I'm trying to listen, when I be posting stuff on Facebook, I'm trying to talk about new data that's relevant or prevalent to us that can help us understand what's going on in the world. And I can't never have that conversation effectively because it's only a few people that I can build with. And now all the anti people, they just be jumping and bumping it. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, they coming out the woodwork.
We're just skigging ourselves.
Right.
Not our brothers still.
They ain't even got to do this to ski this time. We just gonna do it. We just gonna take the reins.
Yep.
It's more acceptable. Okay, something like that.
No. Go ahead.
So to get it, so those who aren't, I heard, are highly more successful. I mean, the ones who aren't, who got vaccinated, I heard might be more susceptible to it, to get it. Doesn't mean that means if you don't have it, if you're not vaccinated, those people are going around spreading it too. So I'll take the chance with not being on the ventilator. It's about not receiving it. It's right. About after I receive it, will I live longer? Will I not be on the ventilator? Will I die? That's the concern.
Pierre, let me ask you this question, because so many people are, they don't understand when you say like segregate. Do you understand why you're receiving some of that backlash and why some people may feel like, that's a little too far left to say,
Sure. It's over the top, but we at the end of the day, I'm trying to live. If you over here, just like cigarette smoke, are we allowed to smoke in the studio? Are we allowed to smoke all around? No. So why do we separate us from that? Why do we separate us? Say, no, you can't bring that in here because you worry about your lungs. You worry about what your intake is. Why can't you just deal with it? People was around smokers years ago and smoked on a plane, restaurants, they dealt with smoking all around you. But sometimes someone said, you know what, this might not be right for me to ingest that. So if you're someone that pushes it out more, so okay, let's say the separation thing. If that's the only thing you worry about, then put yourself together. Like you said, I don't have to be part of that if I feel like that's the situation. I see some of these games and some of these concerts, it'd be 100,000 people without no damn mask on wearing no mask. Some of them aren't vaccinated.
Now,
Vanessa, not to go to that concert. That's fine.
Vanessa, I saw your hand, so I want to make sure you get a chance to respond to that.
I just wanted to say quickly, I think that's why it might be important and why we keep talking about it. It's like everyone needs to still go under the same health guidelines, still wear masks, still stay, keep congregation of people a bit smaller, still stay 6 feet apart. You know what I mean? I think that it's important for vaccinated and non-vaccinated people to still do it until the virus is curbed a bit more. And the same with his example about the smokers. It is a rule that in public, no, you can't smoke inside buildings and things like that, but it's still a personal choice if I decide to let someone smoke in my home, you know what I'm saying, or what have you. So I think the part that we all want is personal decision making, not to be taken from us.
Right. And Pierre, I want to come back to you. So in that segregation, just because I think a lot of people are talking about it, you know, we look in the comments, as you say, put it in the comments, and they definitely put it in the comments. So, you know, in that segregation, do you think that will really help vaccinated people stay alive? Because, you know, with the new variants that are coming out, they're saying, like, even if you are vaccinated, you can still pass it as well as get it. So do you think the segregation, like, what exactly do you think the segregation would do in that instance, where whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, not only can you still get it, but you can also spread it?
Okay, so from what I'm studying, what I saw,
Hey, real quick.
vaccinated people are.
All right, I just want to before I hear him say anything, and then he can say whatever he want to say. But the question that she's asking is out of ignorance, and the reason that she's asking the question that she's asking is because she's regurgitating things that she's seen online. But the truth of the matter is that transmission is less in vaccinated people who have experienced a breakthrough infection. Viral load is similar, but transmission is less and symptoms are reduced. And the course of the virus, meaning the infection, the course of the infection versus a vaccinated person versus an unvaccinated person is reduced. What I'm telling you is that if you experienced a breakthrough infection, your symptoms are going to be reduced. Your hospitalization and death is reduced down to nothing. You're only going to have some symptoms and sickness that you'll deal with for a few days, whether it would have been extended without the vaccine or not, I don't know. And then exactly on how the length of your sickness will go. But I do know your viral shedding or your spread of infection would be reduced because you're vaccinated. They have studies out there that show reduction in transmission. And we don't have a complete story to tell you that you have the ability to pass the virus along to other people and at what level. Remember, I put a Facebook post up that talked about R0, right? Which is the level of the transmissibility of a particular virus from one person to another. Meaning if I'm infected, I have the ability to infect 9 people with the Delta variant. If I'm infected and I have the Alpha variant, I have the ability to affect between 2 and 5 people. From the original variant, I have the ability to affect 1 to 2 people in that same crowd. So the R0 is reduced, meaning it's less transmissible to other people because you have other things that are working against that which infected you. The bigger issue is, do the vaccines prevent infection? I'm going to say yes for people who are listening, and then I'm going to go further if Unc goes further into that conversation later. But the issue here is we want to talk about, and we continue to get questions about, and you keep hearing people being asked this, is does it stop infection? Does it prevent this? Does it prevent that? Does it prevent this? The vaccine's job is to do 3 things with a bonus of a 4th. Prevent the spread of infectious disease, prevent death, prevent hospitalization, and reduce infection. So I don't understand how we get that confused. And then we're arguing scientific data from one side, and people are cherry picking that side of the side. Listen, what side has all the data, ladies and gentlemen? Whether you got the vaccine or not, what side has all the data and what side doesn't have any substantial data whatsoever? You have to look at the argument with a line drawn down the middle. And then you have to weigh the differences between the 2 sides. If you don't do that, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're never going to come to an honest conclusion based on faulty data, which means if I look to the right and the right side, you can put unvaccinated data, vaccinated data, draw a line, and write down all the unvaccinated data. You're going to find yourself in the vaccinated data because the unvaccinated ain't got data. Okay, so then you do the same thing with a solution. What is the unvaccinated solution? What is the vaccinated solution? and then you write all that information down. I'm saying this to y'all, but to the average person, they're not doing this they don't have no method. So they're not being scientific in trying to resolve or answer questions that are important to the people around them. This shit is about the people around us. Not about us arguing on Facebook, but about the people around us, our family. I told a dude, which Malcolm tagged, I told that dude that I said it's important to your family. He's like, why you bringing my family in this? I said, because you have an immediate impact on your family and an effect on your family. This fool thought I was deliberately trying to disrespect his family. It made no freaking sense. Bro, I am telling you what I'm telling you because the facts of the matter is simple and plain. What you know has an impact on your kids. This fool told me where everybody in my house can make decisions for themselves. I ain't said shit about a decision. I'm talking about your impact on your household. If I said I ain't get no vaccine, everybody in my household ain't get no vaccine. People close to me ain't gonna get no vaccine. The people who listen to me who got the vaccine wasn't gonna get no vaccine. So I don't know what we talking about here. But which side has all the information and which side doesn't? Go ahead, Chef.
No, they talking about this choice thing. Like, there's no such thing as a bad choice. Like, she later on gonna minimize infection and like, I'm young, so I can catch it, and it's young people dying. So that's not really the best reasoning to try to apply in a pandemic. The vaccine is just based on benefit risk ratio. It's more beneficial. It's really that simple.
Yeah, man. So before we get back into the video, I just want to let everybody know that Spearmasters Volume 4 will be out this September 24th. We will be doing a virtual release party. We'll give y'all the names to the special guests at a later date. You want to get the flyers made first and get everything confirmed, and we'll get back with y'all on that. But Spearmasters Volume 4 will be out and available on all platforms on September 24th. I'm excited. If y'all are familiar with any of our work, then you should see the evolution in our work. You know what I'm saying? You should see the evolution in our writing and everything else we do. So please believe Volume 4 is going to be powerful. Be looking for that. Brother Teddy said it's on his birthday weekend. So you definitely got to cop that as a birthday gift to yourself, man. Treat yourself. I'm going to get back into it.
Don't die at the same rate as unvaccinated people. Let's get that straight. All the numbers I've seen, y'all can sit there and find out. The nurses and say those who are dying from the ventilator or who are dying from it are usually non-vaccinated people, exponentially a higher number. Okay, if death keeps being the number one thing we're talking about in it, people are going to be afraid. And if you're unvaccinated and you're dying, that number's going to always stay. Stores are going to be closed. Places aren't going to be open as much. People are going to be fearful of each other if the number of deaths keep rising. Because the only thing that succeeded, just like when AIDS first came out, the fact that you could die from AIDS, it was horrible. People were like, I ain't touching this. Don't cough around me. Don't do all this. Until we got the medicine to bring it down, now we're not as afraid as they used to be of AIDS because they brought the number down of deaths. well, we ain't bringing the number down of unvaccinated people. I mean, people are dying. So if I keep hearing death, 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 and it's coming from the vaccinated, unvaccinated people, then it's going to scare society. Things are going to be closed. I ain't touching that. Why do we think we're still talking about it? What happened was we had the virus COVID hit first about a year and a half ago. People were afraid. People started wearing masks. The numbers went down. People felt good to go outside. We're back outside because the numbers went down. Now the numbers are shooting back up. Now folks are saying, I don't want to go inside. But you see what just happened? When the numbers go down, people feel comfortable. When the numbers go back up again, and people who put it up with deaths are the unvaccinated people. So as long as you keep hearing unvaccinated people, that most of them die, majority of them. I'm tired of people saying, well, I got a cousin who's vaccinated, he died. If 20 people died and 18 of them are unvaccinated and 2 are, don't keep harping on the 2. Don't keep harping. We're going majority.
Right. Now, Capone, I haven't heard from you. Are there any thoughts or questions that you have?
Say it.
I'm just going to say fear. Fear is the way to control the world. And as long as they have us fearful and they have us at each other, they will completely have control. I don't know what numbers Pierre is talking about. They put up a number, we believe it. There is no goddamn research on nowhere of the exact amount of people that's dying and undying. There are cover-ups.
Oh, hey, I'm Randall Park, host of the show.
Yo, I knew he was gonna do that.
Yep.
I seen it coming. Like they all had the same talking point. So here's the thing about the data. The number of actual COVID-19 deaths is underreported. There are reports that are saying 3 months ago that we were over 900,000 actual COVID-19 deaths. In a study that was actually done of underreporting, the CDC has also said there's the potential of underreporting. The other scientists that are in the field are saying there's a huge possibility that we've underreported. And the reason for that is because stuff was happening so fast. And here we are at 636,000 confirmed deaths. That's why they say confirmed deaths. Listen to that. When you read the article, it says 636 till August 28th, 2021, confirmed death count is 636,000 and blah, blah, blah. Why do you think that they put confirmed death on it? Because they know there's a list or there's a potential for an extra certain amount of unconfirmed deaths that could be absolutely COVID related that aren't in that number. So for the brother that's asking the question that he's asking now, you have 180 million vaccinated people. You have an instance of 2,000 deaths, and we're arguing about the 2,000 deaths over the 180 million. So the 180 million is no longer important. That data doesn't exist because 2,000 people died. The hell with the 180 million who lived. What about the 2,000 who died? Nobody's minimized their deaths. They take them seriously. But the death rate should be higher in the vaccinated group. What I'm trying to tell y'all, if a vaccine is 94 or 95% infectious against all variants except for Delta, and the Delta variant, it is reduced to 88 in Moderna, 64 in Pfizer, and around 50 something in Johnson & Johnson. We should, that death rate, breakthrough death rate should be freaking a million or something. It should be way high. It should be 500,000, 250,000 people. If that's the case. Here's the other thing, right? The other thing is this. Why isn't the breakthrough infectious rate at 10 million people? Or I'm not 10 million, but 1.7 or 1.8 million people or 4 million people? Because there's if you take 180, if you divide 180 or 5, what's 5% of 180 is somewhere around 6 to 7 million. No, I'm short. Around 7 to 9 million people. We should have 7 to 9 million breakthrough infections. And we got less than 20,000. And I'm just rolling up. They got confirmed 11,000 breakthrough infections. And then they saying, well, what about the ones they stopped counting? Okay, so let's give you that too. Let's just go ahead and say 25,000. Let's just say 50,000 breakthrough infections. But the breakthrough infection rate should be 5% of the vaccinated, the population of the vaccinated people. So why it ain't at 7 to 9 million? Because the vaccine is so evolutionary that it's doing a damn good job. It's preventing hospitalizations and death, the spread of disease, and it is working against stopping the infection. The problem is that these variants continue to emerge, and they can either get more deadlier or they could be less deadlier than the previous one. So at the end of the day, we got to know what moment we're in. And if we're ignorant in our moment, our ignorant asses will die. Go ahead, Sute.
People with vaccinated that are not dying. They've been covering that up for a minute. So there's no accurate number. We know that there's a COVID that has killed a lot of people. We know that hospitals have killed a lot of people. We know the doctors were getting paid, and these are facts. For each case of a person dying, they got paid for just to put COVID on the certificate.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Me either. I didn't know that either.
Of course y'all don't.
See what I'm saying? Just more rhetoric. See? And this isn't even my art. All right, okay. So this is on YouTube, right?
Yep.
Okay. So can you put in a private chat or whatever, but can you put that in the chat? Because what has to happen is, like, one of us need to comment on the video and hope his publicist or somebody pick it up. Because there's a fact checking site out there, right, that talks about that information that he just spewed. Dude, do you not know that's unethical and the people could lose their license? They could be shut down because of somebody falsifying a cause of death on a certificate? Go ahead, man. Let's listen to the fool.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Me either. I didn't know that either.
Of course y'all don't. I understand.
But
Don't hit me with the of course y'all
let me
don't,
finish.
Capone.
Let me finish.
Okay.
It's okay that you didn't hear it. It's okay. You're hearing it now. So I'm also saying that there's a young lady that's on a video right now, a doctor who studied, who's a Black doctor, who said specifically that the virus, it was not designed to stop. It was a test. And now the test is not even working on the new COVID. It's not even working on the Delta. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. So
no, but that,
right. It's okay. I'll send it to you so you can hear it. And it's being put out there and it's all over the place just to show you that when she says what she says, because she's a Black person and a doctor, some people make her discreditable. But when anybody else says, well, this is that and this is that, all of a sudden your numbers are accurate. I just believe, and you all have your own opinion. My thing is, if you want to take it, power to you. If you don't want to take it, power to you. The segregation shit, I'm not with that, because that is the way that they have been trying to treat us before all of this COVID and every fucking thing else. They make us feel that as Black people, we ain't shit. And that's what they're doing now, because even she said it. Y'all are attacking us because I don't want my son, who is a Black child, to take this, because I know personally what it will do to us. I know personally. That's what she said. And I'll send it to you, Vanessa, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of things, so I do like to read.
So again, this goes back to, do y'all know who he's talking about, right? He's talking about Dr. Christina Parks. See, Sabio, you see how I tie it together? Every time I told you, I have perfected the craft of knowing the source of the pseudo arguments. Every time they say certain things, I know where it's going. It is going directly to the ignorant, and it's coming from these particular sources. So earlier when I told y'all that they was going to be using Christina Parks in an argument, we didn't even get to the 13-minute and 52-second mark of this video for it to come out. Had I just shut up and just listened to the video, I would have been able to say anything. But I said it so early in the show that I predicted that people was going to be using it. And he's standing on that. I just put the fact checking. I put the fact checking article in the thing on the website in the comment section. And I'm gonna put another article in there too from November 2020 that's dealing with this whole how COVID death counts become the stuff of conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? Because people like that will mislead you. And hopefully, I don't know this sister name, but whoever you know represents the show or whatnot, hopefully that they pay attention. Go ahead, to take my bed.
One of the things I read though, and I have a question for Pierre is that in Business Insider there was an article about the long-term effects when you have COVID-19, you know, and one of those severe effects was erectile dysfunction. And there were 2 men that recovered from COVID-19 that experienced severe erectile dysfunction.
And she's correct.
Later, and eventually they
Oh no.
I was about to say she going off on your shit.
Yeah. She probably been watching me, man. She probably been watching.
Look at his face when she say that. Yeah. You caught your motherfucking attention now. Yeah, COVID might induce erectile dysfunction. You don't need that. You don't need that type of energy in your life, man. You might well get vaccinated. Quit playing. You're playing with your motherfucking life.
Erectile dysfunction. And there were 2 men that recovered from COVID-19 that experienced severe erectile dysfunction. It was many months later. And eventually they were seeking penile implants and such. And the doctors who operated on them, they found virus particles in their penises. Have you found, or do you feel like there's any particles in your penis?
Damn. Good question there.
I'm being serious.
No, I hear you.
And openly, have you felt anything that you feel like might be a long-term effect of having that virus?
No. I'll answer that. I'll answer that real quick. But real quick, just to a homie right there, real quick. You made it into a racial shit with the woman, with the black woman. Why black women? You got to listen to black folks. The white doctors don't count for us. Come on, man. Now you turn into a racial situation. So I can't believe a white doctor because he's white. So let me find a black doctor who's on my side and send you that video so you'll feel good to show that so many people died that were vaccinated, unvaccinated at a hospital. If I find a black guy who does that, then don't give me that. Or they put him up to it. Here, Uncle Tom, because it's not your narrative. So I'm not going to use the black and white all the time. Doctors are doctors. If I heard 1,000 doctors, I don't say, well, 2 of them black. I'm gonna listen to them. The white ones don't hate me. I'm not going through all that. That's not. I don't live like that. That's not my mental racist mind. I heard what she said. They sent the video to me. And she said the same thing. That virus is not. The shot was not to save you, not make you get COVID. You can still get it. I always said that. So okay, let me move on from that real quick.
Okay.
The penile thing. I don't think I have anything I felt like that. But let me tell you my experience of what I did feel. I went out to do a show in a city. I don't mention the city, but whatever. I went to do a show, and it was cool. I was not sick. I had a friend that come to visit me and hang out with me. The owner of the club, we did our business. 2 days later, I get paid. We're in the booth, getting paid, whatever little booth. And I go home. That was on a Sunday. I had a little cough. That Monday it got a little worse. By Tuesday, it hit me. Headaches, my nasal started congestion, back in my head, I got migraine. I started coughing. I knew something was wrong at that point. So whatever, from Friday, Saturday, then I said Sunday, Monday, got bad. By Tuesday, it was worse. But I had a show to do that weekend. I had decided to cancel that. I didn't want to take the chance. I went to get me 2 tests, a rapid test or whatever. Came back COVID positive on both of them. Once it starts, it takes 2 or 3 days, and it's on and popping in. We're talking about to the point where I was coughing like a lung out. I mean, I was coughing like and shivering. And, I mean, fucking terrible. Your throat gets dry, your nasal your nasal was stuffed up, so you got to breathe through your mouth. That burns your throat. I had headaches, night sweats, trying to get comfortable in bed, taking a shower, putting a towel down. Then the loneliness of being isolated. People ain't gonna, people gonna drop by some food, Uber Eats or Instacart me. They would Instacart me food. Sat down, watch TV. Just the isolation can be terrible too. You know what I'm saying? We used to be around people, but the sickness was terrible. I did teas. I did all kind of stuff people gave me, man. I can't even think of sea moss. They would, I went and went to the ER. They gave me one of those, what do you call those things?
Neti pot type of thing?
No, when you know, inhaler, an inhaler. Boom.
Oh,
inhaler.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, my bad. I had an inhaler.
With the timeless protection of ADT.
I had some other pills, I like to be a little natural, but they gave me some pills, and it lasted about a solid 10 days. I mean, when in a bad situation, a solid 10 days. Then gradually, you just start getting up and doing what you gotta do, and I had to pee all the time because I'm drinking a lot of liquids trying to stay hydrated.
Pee out the particles. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. Yeah, and I would say about 10 days in, it started to get a little better, but it takes about at least about another 7 days to get back to the normal. You know what I'm saying? I have a minor cough, but they said that cough will stay around for a while. They said that's one of the things that lingers and stuff. It only happens every hour and a half, opposed to every 5 minutes, in succession. So I don't want no one to go through that, that I went through. That was a real deal COVID. I heard some people say, I have COVID, my nose hurt a little bit for 2 days, but I got over it, or I got COVID, my headache. You get all those together, headache, your nasal passages, you coughing like crazy, night sweats, fevers, all that together, man, for 10 days, it's rough. It's rough.
Hey, you can smell and everything though. None of that,
Yeah, well, I lost the taste, the smell. Smell. It's funny. I went got McDonald's. I got McDonald's and a French fry. That thing tastes terrible. It already tastes terrible anyway. I'm gonna be honest with you. But not to have a sense of taste and smell was terrible. And I just wish, at the end of the day, I'm passionate about it for one reason. Do I know everything about it? No, I don't. I'm not a doctor or scientist. I don't want anybody to go through what I went through, or even worse. You know what I'm saying? If everyone get COVID and they nose stuffed up and they keep it moving, great. But
Shout out, Pierre.
I lost work. I was isolated. I was sick as hell.
I was just shouting him out for that. He need a shout out for that shit.
Yeah, he made it through. Like you said, it hit him, but he didn't have to be hospitalized. He didn't have to be on no ventilator. And as you see, he's still alive and well. So, like you said, he's chalking it up to the vaccine.
And the big thing he doing is he's saying he don't want nobody else to go through it or worse. That's it right there. So he's telling people what he went through so they can have an idea and some of the after effects that can possibly happen to this man that he may have to suffer through for the rest of his life. He's letting people know. Shout out for that.
Yeah, man, that lack of or loss of smell is called anosmia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it exactly correct, but that's the term. It's in the chat. That could be that's a classic symptom of COVID. It could be a classic post symptom of COVID as well, and it could turn into parosmia, which is the distortion of smell. Like you got a lot of long haul COVID patients that have a distorted sense of smell. Some of them, everything smells salty. Some of them, everything tastes salty. Some of them, everything smell or tastes like sewage. So you could literally be smelling shit all day, everything. Like that could ruin your whole appetite, brain fog, all type of shit, But yeah, we'll get back to it.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to go through that. And if y'all think it's cute, if you haven't been through those things, I ain't taking. That's fine. But when your ass go through it, it's terrible. And God, thank God, as Capone said, thank God that he didn't put me on a respirator or dead to visit him now. You know what I'm saying? So thank God for that. And I don't want anybody to go through that. So whatever I can say. Now, the separation thing, okay, we don't have to separate, we don't want to separate, fine, whatever. But I just think
I just don't like people who, why are we're not the same mindset. You're right, Vanessa. Take care of yourself, do yourself, and be cognizant of yourself. But if I just don't want to be around people who I feel like are not being safe, especially wearing masks. Some people don't wear masks. So it's all right to be unvaccinated and not wear a mask. Really? Y'all cool with that? In big crowds? Come on now. When it's still spreading, and if people say, I don't believe the numbers. But then you give me a number, a whole lot of people died in the hospital. Oh, how you know that? Who said what's a whole lot mean? Oh, those are numbers? You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of people. I heard many people died. But there are numbers. There are proof. And if you don't want to believe numbers, all right,
I
then.
have proof.
Where do we go from there?
Plenty of people have proof.
Yeah, and I think it just seems that's the consensus across the board. Like people just want, people to do what's best for them. And I think Capone hit the nail right on the head. If you choose to do what's best for you, that's your choice. And I think it's just a sense of respecting that. Just before we close out, Pierre, I touch an agreement. I am unvaccinated and I did have COVID. I had COVID for 5 days. My symptoms weren't as worse as yours, but I did, I still had some pretty tough things that I experienced. So I understand I don't want anybody to experience that, but in that same tone and, in that same thought, I don't know about, I would say I want to be segregated from people because I don't think it's going to solve anything. If I'm saying hey, I just want everybody to live long and, not have to experience that, us segregating is not going to stop that because still people that are vaccinated can still get it as well as unvaccinated people and still spread it. So I think it's just a sense of, like you said, doing what's best for you, really doing the research, not just taking one video that you see or one article that you see, but really doing the research and putting in the time to figure out what's best for you and how you should move forward.
I agree with it. The guy who gave me COVID at the club, he died 10 days later. Died 10 days later. He had COVID, he was unvaxxed and did not wear a mask.
And I think we can sit and go case by case because every situation is going to be different for everybody. And I think
know that, but death is scary.
It is.
It absolutely
is scary.
Go ahead, Vanessa.
No, I was just going to say every situation is different for everybody. And that's why you need to assess what's going to be best for you and not be afraid, because we talked about fear a couple of times, but fear sometimes is taking a vaccination. Some people are afraid to take the vaccination when you know that you have pre-existing conditions or things that, like you said, Symphony, you were unvaccinated, but you assessed that, hey, I'm young, I'm pretty much healthy, blah, 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 blah. So if I do get it, I feel like I could recover. And you did. You know what I'm saying? The person that he's talking about, that 10 days later thing, that was the same with my daughter's father. 10 days later, he was dead, unvaccinated, that kind of thing. So you really do need to think about what are your personal health, where are you at health-wise and what's going to be best. And again, I think we all should be following the health guidelines and just staying back until we know more, because even the scientists don't know everything about it because it's new.
Absolutely.
But somebody might say, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't need to wear a mask.
Well, that's another conversation. I don't agree with
right.
that.
And Vanessa, I think
I'm going to wear my mask though. I'm going to wear my mask.
And I'm going to wear I'm going to wear my mask too. Vanessa, I appreciate that. I think that's a great way to close out because that's so much information. Thank you so much for that.
The sister that just spoke, like I told you, man, she vaccinated, bro. She ain't playing no games. She listening to the experts. She ain't listening to dude on the show.
And again, Pierre, we're so.
She ain't listening to nobody else. She listening to the experts. And I think that what's important for me is that there are women who listen to the experts. Because I was under the impression, if you looked at my Facebook page, that Black women don't listen to experts. The majority of the Black women on my Facebook posts all unfriended me, blocked me, or went to war with me about vaccines. Every single one of them. I don't even care if you're my Facebook friend. You didn't comment. You didn't comment. You let them talk to me. You didn't comment, Benita. You read their comments. I was at war by myself. And then days later, CK show up. So what I'm saying is, women, it is very important that you are scientifically literate and that you understand how to analyze data and think critically, and also know who the experts are. Because once you know how to disseminate information, you will let go of the craziness. and you would be able to inform your children because you're the first teachers. And you have to know what's going on in order to come to an honest conclusion. If you sit here and you just believe and believe and believe and nobody's showing you the way, and you got to believe and you got to have this occultist mindset where you got to run behind somebody because of the way they look and their personality, you're going to doom yourself. So that's why I like to argue with the women, because I need to get rid of the ones who crazy and figure out which ones are smart, and we could build with the smart people. Because if we just had to depend on y'all right now, y'all gonna get us killed. Dr. Maya can't do anything by herself. And Sister Copper.
It does seem like the
what do you mean, Africa? Hold on. What do you mean not true? It is very true. Women are the first teachers. They are very important in times and matters like these because they are listening. Children are listening to their mothers. We don't care nothing about the fathers. Children are listening to their mothers. I ain't made you take no vaccine. Children are listening to their mothers. Their mothers are influential, and they have the ability to be able to draw the lines between things. The more scientifically literate and the more that they have the ability to be able to disseminate information, the better that our nation could be. When I say our nation, I am speaking specifically to those of us who are like-minded in the struggle and who are trying to liberate the minds of our African-American, African diasporan, and continental African brothers and sisters. We're trying to liberate the minds of our people across the continent. And in order to do that, we need the real to step up. The real. We need all the Rosa Parks we can muster up. We need all the Dr. Mods we can muster up. The Sister Cobbers we can muster up. The Queen and Zingas that we can muster up. Queen and Shepshut. You know what I'm saying? We need all the queens on the Africa. We need all of that because that's a part of the liberation. This is Africa Power says, I am lost. I got
the projection.
You the last person that I'm arguing with today. There go the link. Prove me. I'm lost. Come teach me. Please. Click the link and come teach me. If I'm lost, click the link and come teach me. I know how vital women are.
He must not never read Amos Wilson, the developmental of the black child and all.
Hell no, he ain't. He ain't got Amos Wilson book. He ain't read none of the Amos Wilson work. He ain't read none on African history. But he talking about Africa Power. You can't get the power without the woman.
Silly.
You can't get it without the sister.
Be in last place without them. Shit.
Jeremy said it take two brothers to win an argument with a sister. Facts. Well, yeah, we did kind of tag team your old lady, bro. That was kind of wrong. But she ended up listening in the end and she got the information. So it goes from that Sister Safi right there. And ask Sister Safi if I'm lying. Ask Sister Safi if I'm confused, I'm crazy. Bro, I know where the energy come from, man. Anytime that we've had a rebellious moment in history, it has been orchestrated by the woman. He said, weak man with weak father. That does not make you a weak man, knowing your place in history. There's a cohesiveness between two people. That does not make you a weak man, bro. I ain't no black woman that's God, nothing. I ain't afraid of elevation. None of that. The link in the chat, bro. Come teach me. Come show me how weak I am.
He's still
Man, you know,
tight.
most of us was raised by our mamas. Now, come on, bro.
Exactly. Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that fathers was absent, because a lot of people had father presence. I had my father in my life up until he was killed, and I was 9 years old at the time, going on 10. So I've been without him. But had he been able to live, I still would have seen him. But I lived with my mama. We lived in the projects. My dad used to come pick me up. So I know that whole exchange. When I moved from the projects to a couple other places, my daddy picked me up. So it wasn't none of that. Like, the reality of it all is that we understand that. That's why you had a term mama's boy. You hear that? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You hear that a lot. It doesn't make him weak. It doesn't make him anything like that. Yeah, it's several people. Like my homegirl's who I was cool with, he was killed. So I know what's going on. Like, my auntie used to always say, dad is mama's baby, dad is maybe. She used to say that, like, when she was talking to us and things like that, because she was trying to get us to see that, you know, some people ain't who you think they are. But the mama gonna always assume responsibility for that child because she come out of the womb. That child come out the womb. So my brother or sister or whoever you is, an Aboriginal or whatever, you can't rock the name Africa Power. You can't rock that name and not know African principles. See, we on the Kofi Pasta Research Channel. You can come over here and state your claim. We gonna let you talk. We ain't nowhere else. We gonna listen to you. But you, with Africa in front of that power, you don't know Africa. look at Sophie. Don't hit the link. Just go to retire for the night. But the truth of the matter is simply just that. Like, we know the importance of how women have been for us in history. Come on, man. Just look at African American history. Go back, bro. Who was instrumental in the civil rights movement? Who helped organize? Who was getting the flies together and all of that? Who was bypassing a whole lot of bull crap? Who was on the under, sneaking around and getting things, making things happen? They were watching the men. Man, bruh, what does that have to do with what I said?
He's trying to find a reason to minimize. He's trying to find a way to minimize women's power in our world and how influential women have actually been, and how important it is for you and for our women to become scientifically literate. Because what I was finna say was, it seemed like these anti-vaxxers and these pseudos are trying to get the attention of the women.
Right, because it's easier to prey on women than it is men. Do you agree with that? Is it not easier to prey on? Okay, so let me give you this analogy, and this, Sutek, you're gonna probably jump all over this. Would black men go to church if women wasn't in the church?
Nope.
Nah.
Not at all.
So all right, so let's just say this then. So if black women became more scientific, would black men become more scientific?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Because black men are going to do what? They're going to do whatever it takes to make
They
an
gonna fall in
impression.
line, bro. They gonna fall in line. And you know what's crazy? That I didn't like the movie, but that was one thing that they did in the movie Chirac, the Spike Lee movie. They was like, ladies, if they gonna keep on committing violent acts towards each other, then we gotta stop blessing them, basically. So you know what I'm saying? They gotta stop giving them these pseudo scientific brothers, these spooked out brothers. Y'all gotta stop blessing them.
giving them their airplay.
I bet they'll fall in line.
Of course, because it's cut off. And the first thing a man always trying to do is impress a woman.
If that ain't your first thing in life as a man, then I don't know what you're doing on this planet as a man. I'm sorry if you're not trying to impress a woman and get a woman.
Yeah.
But most of the sisters in this circle is pseudoscientific. They are spooked out. So that's where the brothers is gonna fall in line at. They're gonna fall in line in the pseudoscientific realm. So yeah, I agree.
And they're gonna play on the women ignorance. So that's why you get a young pseudo, right, who take his shirt off during the live stream and drawing on his eye, talking about the eye of Heru, but yet the meta nature's never been deciphered. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have that. It's personality driven. So they're going to do those things. And it's all about that. Like, and most of the younger sisters, they think that certain people like that are really deep, or they're really woke, or they're really informed. If you don't believe me, Nunu was just on a post yesterday talking about how Unc looked in the video, whereas the way Unc looked in the video, looking crazy at Aten Ra University, which is young pseudo, you know what I'm saying? They were thinking the dude was dropping knowledge. It's all attention grab, bro. So for the brother though, who ain't trying to come on the channel, on the platform, it's kind of hard to have a conversation with somebody who chats every few minutes. You ask where is your real men today? Well, you have a panel of real men today. You have a panel of brothers. You have uncles, fathers. You know what I'm saying? On the panel today, in the chat, you got the same thing.
Where does fam live? where are you living at? Where you ain't seeing? I don't understand that. You can't live in no black community that I know. That's crazy.
It's beyond crazy. But I don't understand why he's so emotional about it. So-called men running to their women man up, huh?
Recognizing women is not
my guy.
Running to them, sir.
See, it went over his head. What I said went over his head. See, he thinking that it ain't manly. What I said, he don't think that is manly. But see, what he don't know is the only way for kinship in West Africa is through the woman. In a lot of the tribes was through the mother, not the father.
You know what the things that he's saying is making me think of Dr. Ben, and what Dr. Ben said in his video when he said, "For every god, there's a goddess, and if you don't have a goddess, you must be you're a lonely god. You must be masturbating or something."
Yeah, he lonely, bro.
And that's just it's just going through my head. Like, are you not realizing how this dynamic actually works?
No, he got an ego issue. Probably he probably feel like he better than the woman. He might be one of them fake the Bible come from Africa dudes. You know what I'm saying? But pushing the patriarchal narrative and not even realizing it. But he Africa power though. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Every comment you display more ignorance, sir. We prefer that you go ahead and just hit the link so we can go ahead and get it all out.
Man, say what you got to say. Stop typing in the chat.
His picture look like an elbow picture.
He said we not men, all right? Then come prove to us that we're not men. or were men running to our women, as you called it, weak? But all we're saying is that our women need to be.
Hey, hold on, because he just took a shot. So it ain't approved, but he took a shot. Keep reading your books, but don't do jack shit. Man up, black man. Our women need you. Did nobody say they didn't need us? Did nobody say that we ain't man enough for them? We know it's equal, it's equality in this thing. So we know because we study Africa, not just read books, but we actually study Africa. We practice African culture, African traditions and customs. So we know the importance of our women. So therefore, we have to bring them up with us. Not we go up and we look back at them or we're ahead of them. It's about walking side by side, not separate. So I don't get what you get or what you've been dealing with, but it sounds like you had your heart broke and you thinking that it's super manly to be a certain way. Like that's personal. You know what I mean? If you feel like you ain't a man, if you ain't doing certain things and you afraid of yeah, what Jeremy said, having a compliment, then that's on you, bro. That's you. And Rizzo 242. Y'all look like y'all fluffers for real. Look at Fluffier. Get them likes up.
It sound like he's one of them dudes that live by that idea of the man is the head and the woman is the tail type shit.
Man,
have
look,
you
he
ever
been
heard
scoring,
that
bro.
nonsense?
He been scoring. His old lady left him for another dude, bro. Come on, man. We all know that. We all know that. He mad at himself. Some female broke his heart because she fell for a player from the Himalaya, and he just couldn't meet. He couldn't meet the standard.
His game wasn't strong enough.
Nah, it was wrong. It wasn't strong.
Projected, man. I'm telling you out the gate, he projected. This is really what everything he said. That's really what the type of stuff that he demonstrates. Those are his characteristics that he pushing on us.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Come on now. Man, we can see right through there, man. Come on, man. We see right through there all day long.
They said he turned alpha through heartbreaks. Ain't you stupid? Said he wanted to throw through heartbreak. Yo.
I don't know, man. That's just suspect to me. Anybody that's pushing such anti-woman sentiments, like that shit that's suspect to me, bro.
Yo, I don't understand
it at all.
It's really not African at all, but he say Africa power.
He's not demonstrating none of that right now.
None of it. Because I thought look, from everything that I've learned, even from elementary school, women were high up in our society. They were right next to the man.
Man, nah, forget all of that. Who graduate more, men or women?
Women.
Who holding higher jobs, men or women?
Women.
Women.
Okay.
Who's not in jail?
Right. Who not in jail is a fact.
All right.
Joe Rogan got COVID. He announced it.
He need to have Vincent on the show.
Vince ain't going on there. He got that COVID.
He had that other lady. She tried to lace him up. He still acting like he's skeptical about the vaccine.
Pfizer booster shot in the elderly lowered coronavirus infection in a recent study. That's what it's all about, just to be honest.
They kill them old people. Making sure they straight.
Yep. You got to do that. But really, I really think that we jumped the gun on just doing booster shots because of how well the vaccines are doing themselves without a booster.
See, and then I think they said that's why them dudes left the FDA, because they disagreed with Biden doing that shit.
Yeah, coming out in the front, making it, yeah, because they think he doing more harm than good by him taking the stance to say we need boosters.
Right.
And he know how many people gonna listen to that. And he like, you doing the same thing pretty much what Trump doing. Although you for the vaccine, you pretty much doing the same thing.
Just
Wow.
politicizing from the other side.
He said he was treated with monoclonal antibodies and ivermectin.
Oh shit.
Oh, man,
That
come on,
nigga
man.
finna die.
God damn.
Oh man.
You see what I'm saying? Instead of just going to go get a vaccine, we got data that demonstrates that you will be straight. You think, come on, bro.
Yo.
Man, Nene Leak's husband, for you ladies and gentlemen that watch The Real Housewives. Nene, I
Yeah,
heard about this. Her
you gonna
husband
transition.
just died from
Dang.
cancer.
Oh, okay, for
Yep,
count. Damn.
yep. Not COVID, but he died from cancer. Yeah, he lost his battle. Remember, he had went in remission and stuff like that. So, for all of y'all who fans of Nene and all that, you might wanna. I know y'all do the Twitter and following and all that. I ain't into none of that.
I don't
But
follow
I was
myself on
following that
Twitter.
though. I was following that because you know what I'm saying. I had seen it pop up in my news feed, so I wanted to see if he was gonna win this battle. But then I heard it got a little worse. Somebody in Hawaii misspelled Moderna, and they were a tourist, and they had a vaccine card. They spelled Moderna. They spelled Moderna with an A.
Oh my God.
They spelled it Maderna, and it's wrong. I can look at this and tell you that it's wrong. It got way too much information on there, and it's wrong.
Oh wow.
So why are these people going to these extents? To do all of that. Pure Black said, "Get boy, you crazy."
Pure Black is stupid.
Do y'all know why there are so many missing kings of Wagadu? Missing kings?
Nah, ain't no Missy Kings or Ouagadougou, man. What you talking about? I mean, you got to think people wasn't writing, so we just don't have enough information on the ones that came before all the other ones.
Right.
And you really don't have too much kinship going on until later on. Like they not listed. Yeah, they wasn't writing, so you can't list what you can't write.
Man, I just hope these people are paying attention, the people like Pierre, the people who actually survived COVID and are actually able to talk about their symptoms and why they think people should get the vaccine. I did it because number one, I trust doctors. I've always have. I mean, they took the time to learn about something that I didn't take the time to learn about, and a lot of people didn't take the time to learn about. They went to school for years to learn this stuff about the body, and all of a sudden, because something new pops up, they're dumb. Nah, they have to adjust and learn as everybody else do. But that's what they sit back and do. They learn. And they know what will be effective and what won't be effective. Ivermectin is not going to be effective. That's horse pills, man. Just for a horse dewormer. What is wrong with us? We are so afraid of doctors in 2021. All of a sudden.
I just don't. The ivermectin thing. Why would he do that? Like that shit don't give you no antibodies. That shit's not gonna help you further down the line. That's not what they giving it. Let's just say it did. That's not what they giving it to you. That's like even much trying to support that shit is ridiculous. It don't help nobody. That shit don't do nothing.
Man, and people don't realize
All the ivermectin tests failed. There's no supporting data that shows and proves that ivermectin has worked.
They try to combine it with shit and all that shit. It's
They
not
keep
gonna
on
give you
trying to do it though. Look at how many times they've added ivermectin with something else.
Boys think they got worms. That shit crazy.
They think they got worms, yo.
That's what it is, man. That's what that shit is for. Like niggas don't get like that's what that you're trying to do. You trying to deworm yourself instead of vaccinate, bro. I don't get this shit.
Oh my god. Most black men be the father. Dr. Young or whatever his name is said if you don't trust doctors with giving you COVID vaccine, why would you trust them with giving you a monoclonal antibiotics?
Yep, I heard that dude say that. She talking about the Asian dude, Dr. Duck. He did say that shit. It's crazy. It don't make no
What
sense.
happened?
That one Asian he's out here in Houston named Dr. Duck Wong or something like that. He has said like how like he's just tripping like what the fuck you don't want
Oh yeah,
the
monoclonal
vaccine,
antibodies. Yeah, that's a fact.
but you want this? You want the monoclonal antibody? You want the ivermectin? Like what the fuck? These coming from the same doctors that you say you don't trust. Like you niggas be sounding like oxymoronic. It's crazy. Should be ass backwards. They be straight contradicting themselves every day that
Dude
goes
still in the
by.
chat talking. Yeah, ivermectin for too much ivermectin. That's why them people in Mississippi was calling
the vets.
Nah, not the vets. They were calling the what is it? It's called I think
Poison
the
control
poison
center?
control.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they were calling poison control because that stuff wasn't working.
yeah, and the alkaline water. I keep
I
hearing
heard
people
it was
say drink
giving them shit.
alkaline water.
Alkaline water ain't doing nothing. What
I
alkaline
heard
water
about
gonna do to a virus, bro? What is? Listen. I drink
Boys, I
alkaline
drink it
water,
like a motherfucker.
but I don't drink alkaline water with the thought that it's gonna sit there and help me do this, that, and the third. That's not my. I drink water, but I just like I like the taste. Spring water and alkaline water, I just like the taste. I don't drink nothing out the faucet. It's just a cleaner taste for me. But that's crazy for you to think anything other than that. I mean, it's good on it. Water is good on your kidneys, period.
Man.
So water's good on your kidneys. So all this, so you know, we love that. I'm just gonna start lying to people, bro. I'm finna do a 360, and I'm just gonna start lying. Somebody died, man. They just died. It ain't my fault.
Oh shit! Sean said, "I give up. I'm going to the pseudo side."
It get frustrating.
Yeah, it does.
Dealing
You're
with
right.
people
I
that,
agree.
like it's like talking to a wall. Or you talking to just the main thing is willfully ignorant people. Like, bro, you aren't even equipped to even be having this conversation. We could tell immediately. Soon as you start kicking certain shit, we know where you got it from. We know how you got it. All that. We know that you don't even know what you're talking about. It really be a waste of time, but we be trying to help people, man, because it be about just that one person. Somebody might see that comment or they might see this video. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's always about, helping that one person, man. But it's a lot of dummies out here at the same time, though. You know what I'm saying? That shit is frustrating.
I agree. And you try to be patient with them and try to explain things with them to them the best that you can, and then they try to catch you up with things you may not be able to explain correctly, or they may not understand the way you explained it, but you explained it correctly, and they still try to tie you up to make it seem like the vaccine is killing people or whatever. Like, I understand, trust me.
The vaccine is killing people. The vaccine killing people dreams and hopes because they wanted the vaccine to fail. The vaccine is doing its damn job. The vaccine is outperforming the pseudoisms because there was a gang of pseudoisms that projected this thing to fail. Look at how many people died. Look at this going on. Look who doing that. All of that. Every bit of all of that.
He's stupid.
Put the spoon on your arm.
Put a spoon on your arm. Put this on that. All
Right.
that.
Paint
5G.
the house with lead paint.
Oh man.
Are they doing the magnet shit?
Niggas be still hitting, trying to hit you with that. You took that vaccine, you put a spoon. Man, you don't get your dumb ass out of here.
Put a spoon on your
Nah.
arm, though. A spoon.
Nah, you just need to take a shower. That's why it's sticking. Of course it's gonna hold there for a couple of seconds if you smushing that motherfucker into your skin. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a.
I seen that TikTok video, bro. They had me going to the refrigerator grabbing the man. I'm like, I'm gonna look like a goddamn fool doing this. Motherfucker fell right off.
Yeah, it's about time people just get real with themselves. You know, that's what it is. I mean,
that virus gonna be real with you regardless. Just everybody know that.
Right.
You can play these games, you can worry about your choice and all that shit. The virus don't give a. The virus don't care about your choice. It don't have no feelings. It don't have no. It replicates. It looking for a vector. And you unvaccinated, you are a well-suited vector. So you might want to learn virology just a tad bit, just to understand the shit that's going on around you. That probably be in everybody's best they best bet. You know what I'm saying?
Man, and understand that a virus does not want to die. If you understand that, you can understand why it's going to keep trying to do its best to mutate.
Man, they're gonna keep on mutating because motherfucker keep spreading that shit.
Yep. So it's going to take our concerted work as a nation and people to really nullify this the best that we can. Or some people may not make it to 2022. I want everybody to be like Pierre, though.
Man, all you gotta do is put the damn memes down. You ain't gotta be like Pierre, bro. Everybody got a computer in your pocket. Stop following memes, yo. That's crazy. I throw up some type of scientific data, and you'll hit me back with a meme, bro. That's so irritating. Like, really, that's your rebuttal?
A meme.
And piggyback that with the credible sources. Stop shooting us them them bullshit ass right wing out the gate sources, man. We can tell just by the caption. We already know. We don't even want to read it. Cut that out. Cross reference. Fact check. It's simple, not hard. They got whole websites that do it for you. It's they out there already. All you gotta do is take the time out and see. Oh, is this true? That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
them steam treatments, man. You ain't gonna get no relief. COVID ain't easing up because of no steam treatment. Gotta take them precautions, man.
Man, and don't let them tell you.
One more video before we get up out of here. One more. This on the same page, though.
Aries Spears took to Instagram over the weekend where he spoke on the COVID vaccine, which led him to ask questions to those who doubt the effectiveness of the shot. Spears used D.L. Hughley as an example, whom many have accused of being paid to promote the COVID vaccine, due to many of his online posts. Spears also revealed that he too has taken the vaccine, and neither of them were paid for their outspokenness. Spears would then go on to ask, when did so many of y'all get degrees in medicine and science? So much that you know more than doctors and actual scientists. He would also ask everyone who refutes recommendations from scientists and doctors, where are you getting your proof from? Spears invited anyone watching to point him in the direction where he can find trustworthy information on the issue. Today we have our company hype analysts, Vanessa Fraction, Capone, and Pierre calling in to talk about Spears' comments. But first, let's take a look.
Just saying, I'm just curious. Remember, let's be peaceful. When did so many of y'all get degrees in medicine and science? And that you know more than the doctors and the actual scientists? And I can already, even as I say that, could feel people's temperature bubbling and they ready to come at me with the pitchforks and the torches. Relax, let's just talk. But it's amazing to me because there's so much conflicting back and forth between people who don't have degrees in medicines and science and who can tell you what you need to do to beat it, what's they know better than the scientists. I just want to know, because listen, maybe I'm wrong. Shit, educate me. Where are you getting your proof from?
Now, I know that there's a lot of layers to this video that was released by Aries, but I want to come to you first, Pierre. When you first saw this, what was your first reaction to this clip in its entirety?
I agree with him. I mean, I agree with them. I know the whole thing, so we're just talking about this little part of this clip or the whole thing. But the whole thing basically, about getting vaccinated, man. I mean, these people, but see, he don't understand. People are, he's like, where you get a degree from? They don't care about that. It's not about a degree. They don't care if they have a degree or not. They're saying that the scientists who have the degree are lying to us. Not about do the person that has a degree in science and all this kind of stuff in medicine. We know the average person don't have that. So it's not about that. People are saying that the scientists are liars. Now, it's funny how we go with other scientists, other situations. You know what I'm saying? But I guess this right here is the thing that we draw a line and say, this is the thing that they're lying about. So all other stuff that you go along with, that one lies. You know what I'm saying? But you've gone along with them for years and years and life is maintained. Okay, this is the one you say, this is the big one here. This is the one they want us to shut the world down with. All right.
And I think you make a great point in trying to, definitely differentiate what people are feeling. I think a lot of people would believe in that too. Now, Capone, I want to come to you. What was your reaction to the video in its entirety?
First thing he said was he don't want to cause confrontation. You can't cause confrontation when there's clearly divide and separation. This is my thing. Pierre just spoke about scientists. There are scientists and doctors that saying don't take it. There just as many scientists that saying take it as they are saying don't take it. My thing is this: if you take it, I have nothing against you. If you don't take it, I have nothing against you. My thing is, why are you trying to make me take it if I don't want to take it? What is so important about everybody worrying about who took it and who didn't take it? They don't even speak about the deaths of the people that are dying that took it. You only hear about people who are not taking it and people who are this. So there's got to be a reason that they're trying to get everybody to take this. They're going through measures as far as putting you in a lotto to win $1 million, giving you free Krispy Kreme donuts. Does that make any kind of sense? My thing is, if you take it, more power to you. If you don't take it, more power to you. Why are you so concerned about a person that don't want to take? Why is this such a confrontational situation here?
You had a great.
He ain't had no great point.
So I need to go and get my Krispy Kreme donut is basically what the fuck he's saying. Because
I ain't even been to Krispy Kreme to get them tonight, and I'm fully vaccinated. I don't win paid for damn near 2 dollars.
I didn't win either yet. I keep on passing it up. I be chipping.
He go my thing right here. He sounds stupid, and then he said they don't even talk about the people that died from the vaccine. How many people died from the vaccine?
Yes,
that's all you. That's all you see.
All you see every time. Every time you scroll or turn on TV.
Okay, no. So when they said people that died from the vaccines, he asked them for evidence. When we ask them for evidence, they get people. So do you want me to compare 5 people to 180 million vaccinated or 170 million fully vaccinated? It is not fair. So I'm asking again, well, then they're going to say VAERS. VAERS is saying that there's 6,000 some people that died. Okay, so let's use that. If we're going to use VAERS, then we're going to say we're going to have to read the disclaimer. When we read the disclaimer, that's going to discredit the number that's in VAERS. When the number in VAERS is discredited, then what do we have left? We have nothing. So we just going to use the 6,000 for shits and giggles. When we use the 6,000 for shits and giggles, what do we come up with? 0.0003%. So that means 99.99997% of the deaths in the population are in the unvaccinated group.
I want to know where the data he getting from somebody. It's the same amount of scientists and doctors saying don't get it. He made that up. ain't no documentation nowhere of a certain amount. Like you may have some for a certain thing that they did, but that's not every single one that saying that. And that we sure not going. We don't want to compare that because we it's going to be overwhelming. Other people that's actually supportive of the vaccine because they don't. This is basic scientific literacy. You need to be vaccinated when there's a threat. It's just simple shit. But he made that up.
Yeah, so Brother Matthew said, does I mean, I already answered him, but do the vaccines have COVID in it?
No. The virus, there's no live or weakened virus in the vaccines. I repeat, there is no live or weakened virus in the vaccine. The vaccines are the safest vaccine that have been made out of inoculations, first generation, second generation vaccines. There is no, I repeat, no live or dead or weakened virus in the vaccine, period. So this whole notion of vaccine shedding, like Inky said on that show, can occur in a vaccine that does not have any live virus. You have to have a live virus, and the last time a live virus was in a vaccine was by accident, and it had something to do with polio.
The point is well, Capone, and I appreciate your input. Vanessa, I want to come to you after watching the video. What was your natural reaction as well?
Quick form, I agree. Quick answer is yes, I do agree. The first thing I agree with is I come in peace. I'm not trying to be confrontational or anything like that, but to answer Capone's question, the reason people are on you so bad is because they're trying to eradicate the virus. And with everyone getting vaccinated, which is what they're saying, then it doesn't mutate and become something else. And the reason that people want you to get vaccinated is so that you don't endanger others. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may survive and be good and unvaccinated. My daughter's father, unfortunately, died a couple 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? He was not vaccinated. Part of the things he spoke on his page was that he had friends that were vaccinated and it wasn't as harsh for them. You know, they're still living and he is not. So it does affect people in different ways. You do have to make a personal decision about what you want to do. But the reason people are being so in your face about your business is because it also affects others.
Right. Now, like I said, I do want to break down that there's so many layers to this video, right? There's so many different parts to it. I want to make sure that we break it down piece by piece, because I think, it definitely adds to the conversation. I think all of you bring up great points. So let's take a look at this clip first.
He lying. They don't all bring up great points. Homeboy points is trash. Boo boo garbage, basura.
I want to know what refutes. Like, give me some real doctor shit, some science shit. not what some brother in a bow tie and a nice wave is saying with some glasses. Give me. I want real documentation.
So Capone, I want to come to you because I feel like you may be, a voice, not necessarily the voice of the masses, but a voice in that particular opinion. How would you respond to that of Aries Spears?
The same way he got the information about taking the vaccine. All of it's on the same platform, social media. Unless he talked to a doctor or scientist himself and they told him this is the reason to take it. But, I'm not trying to come in Aries Spears, but the contradiction is to prevent you from dying. There is nothing in this world that's going to prevent you from dying. When it's your time to die, you're going to die. Whether you're vaccinated, or you're not. This thing about trying to prevent death is probably the most.
Look at the face.
I don't even want to say dumb, but
they put it on him. They put it on him. You see the face they made? That nigga's dumb, bro.
Yeah.
He dumb. Hey, look, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the women. I hate it. I'm cussing and saying certain stuff, but the vaccine prevents death. The vaccine prevents death. The vaccine prevents death. This is a preventable disease. I'm not watching this show. I don't watch this show. This suit said he got bored and he started watching this stuff. He was gone off one of them Cali buds and yeah. Nah.
Because man, I'm watching this because this is talk within the black community.
It's the same talk.
It is. It is. It's the same talking points that we see on social media with everybody else. All these anti-vaxxers, pseudoscience people, the same people that's using ivermectin and all that, and saying, the recovery rate is woo wop. This is all the same talking points that we see in the black community. So I just felt like it was a good discussion, man. It was a good discussion that they was having. That discussion needed to be had in the black community. We need to have more of them discussions.
They got smart. They got two smart people and one dumb person, and then one person is mediating, acting like they don't know shit.
But she really dumb too, though. She really dumb too, though, because she's still unvaccinated, huh?
And she had COVID.
She dumb too. She just as dumb. She an undercover dummy. You got some undercover smart dummies. You got to watch them. They out here too. They
she like a Candace Owens.
Yeah, like she's not there yet. She ain't fully evolved there yet. You know what I'm saying? But she walking the fence.
He said she ain't evolved to a full candy.
She on her way. She like a Charmander right now. You know what I'm saying? When she get a little bit more, she's gonna Charizard it up. You feel me?
Oh shit! He's silly.
This dude, man, this shit. Capone, this nigga.
Yeah,
idiot.
I didn't know he was this.
Nah, but you got to think about it. Like they're getting 40,000 views from people, and we're gonna get 100. So they're getting all of these views, and you're seeing this guy using the same talking. Listen, it's the same script. It's the same anti-vaccine rhetoric script from everybody. They had the same talking points. They had the same arguments. They had the same questions. They make the same claims, and they never show data. They always say, but what about the people that vaccinated that died?
You could tell he a Christian, man. You could tell because that's the type of you can't stop death. Nigga, seatbelt stop death. Yeah, they can help you die too, but a seatbelt, they got a whole EpiPen for when people have an allergic reaction. You hit you with that, you're not gonna die. So it's plenty of shit out here that prevent death. Like what that shit was that's just anti-vaxxer reasoning. They overgeneralize and they use just a plethora of logical fallacies when you deal with them. At one time, it's like a atomic bomb of logical fallacy. You got try to call them all out, and nobody's caring, nobody's paying attention and shit. It'd be crazy, man. It's illogical, the shit that this man just said right here. In front of how many people? You said 40,000? That's come on, man.
FYI,
Don't say that.
not all COVID-19 patients develop antibodies. Not all, I'm gonna say this slowly. Not all COVID-19 patients develop antibodies against the virus, meaning that you can be infected and not develop antibodies. That has been known in a German study, an Israel study, and a new CDC study. 72 volunteers that all had gotten positive COVID-19 PCR tests. Only 2 of these volunteers, 3%, had not gotten any symptoms. When the others in the study had gotten sick, 18% had mild COVID, 67% were moderately ill, and 12% got severely sick. All of these individuals recovered and had not had any symptoms for 3 weeks or more before their blood samples was collected for the study. When the researchers went in to get some more information, they found out that there was some people who were not developing antibodies against this joker because they were trying to give people a first dose vaccine to boost immunity, and them jokers didn't have no protection. So a lot of information is still unknown. And I said that to say that people who have not gotten the vaccine don't want to get the vaccine. They don't even know if they're gaining any type of immunity or having any type of protection. And that's why you get vaccinated. And yes, Sister Safi. Yeah, the likelihood of people being reinfected has doubled. So your likelihood of being reinfected, like Wujawu, he had the original strand, I think back in January, or Alpha, right? But Delta can come through, Mu and all the other ones, they can come through and wreak shop on Wujawu as the example. So it would only serve a purpose for him to get vaccinated because, and he don't need 2 shots. He probably need 2 shots now, but he would gain that exclusive immunity that us vaccinated people don't actually have, and that's something that people ain't even talking about. See the natural infected people don't know that with a vaccine they can have an induced immune response that would be more beneficial to them than us who have been vaccinated. Then they got something to brag about. But
they got the green antibodies.
Correct. But their ignorance won't even allow them or afford them the opportunity to even see that side of the benefit.
That's the sad part.
Yeah, they do. They say that shit like a badge of honor, Cedric. It's crazy, bro. It makes absolutely no sense to me.
I've been vaccinated. I had COVID twice.
Yeah.
One person, I had COVID 3 times.
Nobody on here said that about. But I go to school for health science though, since we want to know, you know what I'm saying? Since we want to talk about what type of competence people got, you know what I'm talking about. I do that. So, and I can tell you, from everything that I read, I don't see nothing in no immunological course or biology course that says go ahead and play games with a novel virus. I ain't seen that nowhere. So you can give me a medical journal. We ask you to hop on. We like medical journals though. Provide me one of them that support any position you have on the vaccine, sir, Mr. African Power.
I'm gonna start calling him Asian power. He not African. He misrepresenting Africa right now.
Keep it in peace.
Every way.
You're gonna die. There is, and there's plenty of there's actually a new one that just came out. They tell you that
I just want to say, man, that's the dumbest thing I've heard from an anti-vaxxer, bro. Like, well, you gonna die. Like, you trying to tell me that you don't have any desire to preserve your own life? I'm gonna say you a liar. I'm gonna say you lying, because we all do that every day. From every single type of person in the world, bro. We do that every day, whether it's wearing a seatbelt, whether it's looking both ways before you cross the street, like, or whether it's ducking down in a shootout. Like, so regardless of who you is, you are going to want to preserve your life. If you saying ain't nothing gonna prevent, if I die, I die. You trying to act like that's your attitude, I'm gonna call you a liar, bro. You lying. Straight up. They don't make no sense.
That's that religious belief talking about. It's like you gotta understand the perspective that he's talking from, because he's his everything that he's saying right now is from a position of ignorance. That's where he at. He gonna put it in God's hand, and God got nigga. This shit is a little bit more complicated than that. You can't simplify everything, bro. To God is in control. God's gonna keep. Yeah, you like you say, you got seatbelts out here. You put them on. When you hop on a roller coaster, you put that seatbelt on. You don't just say, hey, you know what, fuck you, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and not put. You gonna put that on because you want to preserve your life. So
Hey, and
I
you know
agree.
that's the crazy shit right there. That's the crazy shit right there. That is insane. We get it. People get up on roller coasters and they have no engineering science. They don't know how anything about velocity and none of that. But they get on them and they trust that the science is going to work. They just trust. Now all of a sudden the doctors can't be trusted. Y'all niggas need to stop playing.
that the virus comes from these different cleaning products and all of this shit that we're putting in there, like Lysol, that there's very small. And I'll send it to y'all. So maybe, I don't know if it's right, if it's true, but you got on a mask and there's still particles that can go through the mask that can actually affect you.
Vanessa, I see your face. Is there something you want to respond to that?
I know people that could have lived a little bit longer had they ate a little differently, had you took a vaccine, had you did, you know what I mean, exercise more. There's things that prevent you from dying so soon, regardless of what Capone wants to laugh about. You know what I mean? The vaccine, and why people keep talking about it is because they're saying, yes, you're going to die. We all are. Nobody knows exactly when. This vaccine may help you to not die so soon. I don't even know if I'm saying that right because I'm just so appalled by the way Capone was going off about the whole situation or whatever. I don't know. It seems a little bit black and white to me. People are saying part of Aries' comment was you have to assess your risk. You know what I'm saying? And if the risk for me is, you know, if I take the vaccine, if I get sick, I may not die. You know what I mean? Some people say, well, you might grow a tail, or as Capone said, but when we were off air, that I might grow a dick. And I'm saying, well, I'll be alive with my dick in my tail, and I will put a beret on the tail and be happy to be living. So I don't know if I'm completely making that point, but I'm just saying we all know we're going to die, but that's why they have treatments in hospitals so that if something happens to you, you don't have to die so soon.
Right. Now, I want to dive back into Spears' conversation, because then he goes on to talk about, you know, just taking natural remedies and Dr. Sebi and just different viewpoints on that. I want to take a look, and then Vanessa, I want to come back to you. Let's take a look.
Natural herbs and remedies and natural things can cure you. I don't doubt that. I believe there's strength in that. Dr. Sebi, You know, I believed in him and what he. Yes, I think I read something, a great quote where it was like, doctors make medicine, God cures, or some shit like that. So I believe in the natural. Yeah. But shit. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, Vanessa, I want to come back to you as someone, that is on the opposite side of Capone that does believe in, vouching for the vaccine. And I know you voiced that you've taken the vaccine. Do you also believe in natural remedies that Ari Spears mentioned?
Yes, I definitely believe in natural remedies. I just got through smoking a joint. I'm all for that. I'm down for elderberry.
She's
I'm down
stupid.
for education. I'm down for dandelion root. I'm down for everything that you're talking about. There's so many
She said a
natural
joint.
things that can cure you. But I also take medicine. You know what I mean? Like I take medicine for plenty of things. The ones the scientists make. I had an epidural when I had a baby. Yes, put it in me. I want the pain to go away. I believe in, yes, natural stuff. And I also took the vaccine because that was what I felt like was best for me, or what have you. So I'm certainly down with natural remedies. I'm just like, do both. I do it all.
Let me put something in perspective that my man
Hey,
put up.
Tech. Now, I ain't got a problem with what she just said because she still trusts the science.
Mm-hmm.
But she also says that she like natural remedies as well to help aid her in her health, right? She's trying to keep things healthy, a healthy balance of her nutrition, supplements, whatever she can do. She says she with all of that. But she's still gonna get the medicines and all of that because there's a line for her. And she knows at some point I know when I can take a herb for something. And at some point I know I need medication. But there's no way that I'm gonna go run and take these herbs and think they're gonna take care of one other thing. That's not gonna work for me. I ain't never had no problem with vaccines. Why am I have a problem with vaccines now? And see, today our women have drawn a line and said, I'm just gonna be with herbs. I ain't gonna go back over to the other side because I don't know what my mama or my daddy did. Well, guess what? When you got those vaccines then, 30 years later, it didn't kill you. 15 years later, it didn't kill you. And your argument is, well, the vaccines back then ain't the same vaccines as now. That's a dumbass argument because they were worse back then.
Right.
The vaccines today are way ahead of back then. You're talking about a vaccine that does not have a weakened or dead virus. And then you're saying, well, you want the weakened or dead virus. So they gave you Johnson & Johnson. And what you do, you made more excuses. Or you can get some Novak. You can get some of that Chinese vaccine. They got the weakened or dead strand in it. And the efficacy rate is like in the 50s. Might be worse than that. And then what happens to you when you get a vaccine like that? Oh, yeah, you really got that cold. You got a breakthrough infection on the real.
About we all going to die, which Vanessa just clearly eloquently tried to speak on. I felt her emotions. Yeah, we know we all going to die. That's not even something that's nobody disputes that. There's not even a dispute about that. Now it's funny how Capone said we all going to die, so why take the vaccine? Well, brother, I don't know if you wear rubber. You raw dog. Maybe you go raw dog all the time with women. You don't care about HIV and shit because we gonna die anyway. You probably don't wear a seatbelt in your car. Why wear a seatbelt, nigga? You know what I'm saying? With the seatbelt shit, yeah, it's against the law, but the law changed. You still wear a seatbelt. It's interesting how we just so flippant with we're gonna die anyway, but we protect him. You have a son. You have a beautiful young boy. I promise you, you protect him. You say, don't touch that, don't do that. Well, he's gonna die anyway. Let him do what he wants to do in a danger his life. Why worry about him running in front of the street and get hit by a car? Why? He's gonna die anyway. We all dying.
When it's your time, it's your time.
But you're protecting him. You care about it. You care about yourself when you wear rubber on or whatever the case may be. But to be flippant to say we all gonna die anyway because of the vaccine, that's why I shouldn't take it. I don't think that's the right way to speak on it, to say we're going to die anyway. People are doing that. We all care about our lives, and we should. And I think anybody who doesn't get vaccinated should not be allowed to be around vaccinated people. There should be a law. You should not be able to come indoors anymore around vaccinated people and stuff. If you don't feel the necessity to care about your life and even others enough to worry about spreading and not wearing a mask, if you don't want to get the vaccine, you don't want to wear a mask, cool. Once you get COVID, come hang with us. Now you can come hang because it's in your body. I want to see folks get COVID and get through that and see how easy it is to keep saying that I don't want to get vaccinated. So sure, don't get vaccinated. It's your body. But people should not, who are not vaccinated, should not be allowed to be around vaccinated people. You can't be indoors no more. You gotta get your food delivered to you or go drive through. You gotta watch movies at home until we get to a point where it peters out. Because this is absolutely ridiculous, man, to have this feel like getting not getting vaccinated is the thing to do. I think if it's your belief, it's cool, but you should not be able to, because to this day we don't get to smoke on planes and restaurants because we found out secondhand smoke is fucked up, and we have as a society decided, okay, take your smoking ass out in that room over there, and we've dealt with it. So we are able to separate ourselves. So society knows how to do that, because you don't get to smoke everywhere no more, because we realize you can't smoke around me and get my lungs fucked up because you feel like you want.
Now, Pierre, hold on, Pierre. Before we take up too much time, I want to make sure that we give Capone an opportunity.
Go.
Is there anything you want to say before we close out?
Pierre kicking Capone ass.
Yeah, he just socked him all in his face with them shots.
He made some very accurate points. I can't go in no public building and light a cigarette or fire one up and say, yo, this is my personal choice. This is my personal choice to get high in the line to pay my utility bills. You know what I'm saying?
My freedom. I had a right to smoke. It's my freedom. Just like I had a freedom not to get vaccinated, I had a right to smoke in line. You would go to jail.
Yeah, so your freedom, your quote unquote freedom, is endangering the lives of others, and it's leaving certain people, certain fully vaccinated people, susceptible. So it's not just your personal choice. It's beyond that, bro. That's why I say this shit is irresponsible, man. We got to be more responsible. Get yourself vaccinated, for even if not for you, for the people around you. Honestly, when I first got vaccinated, that was my first concern, my people that's around me, because I'm concerned about the people. I'm concerned about the people that's around me. If I go back to, I want to be able to go back to Tennessee, visit moms, and not worry about getting her infected, because I got COVID asymptomatically and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to worry about that, bro. If something happened, if something happened to my mama because of me, I ain't gonna never forgive myself. Let me not put myself in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Pretty
Nobody
much.
want that on their conscience, man. People act like they don't care, but let it happen. That's really why it takes for somebody to do that type of shit, either pass it around to somebody they love, or to really, really, you know what I'm saying, be on a ventilator or something before it clicks. Man, but then it'd be too late. That'd be the thing.
It's too late then, bro. This shit crazy. Yeah, man, I care too much about the people around me to have that on my conscience, like you said, man. It's also just leading by example. You know what I'm saying? If I know my family members are susceptible to these pseudoscientific assertions and claims on social media, I know they may be seeing anti-vaccine rhetoric every day that they go on social media, then I'm going to have to lead by example. I'm going to have to inform them and hit them with accurate information to combat the misinformation, but I'm also going to have to lead by example. And so that's what I did. You know, keeping myself safe personally was second to keeping my family safe. I don't want nothing to happen to my moms. I don't want nothing to happen to my sisters, my nieces, and my nephew. So that's just how I think. But hey, maybe they different. But I just look at it as responsibility.
Because you got integrity. You got good character. You know, everybody don't got that. You know what I'm saying? Those are characteristics of a leader. You know what I'm saying? Worrying about other people more than you worry that's king shit. You know what I'm saying? That people really ain't really ready for. Feel me?
Facts. How important is the people around you?
Man, if they not as important as you are, then hey, there's something wrong with you. The people around you should be just as important as you.
Shit that Pierre has ever said. And I want to say that because I never said anything about, I said, if you want to take it, you could take it. If I don't want to take it, I shouldn't be forced to take it. The protection of what I feel that goes into my body should be my own decision, just like it was his own decision. Sure. Then people are still talking about if you get the vaccination, but you still can catch COVID. What the is the difference if you can catch it and pass it on to people?
You won't be dying. You won't be dying from it. You won't be dying.
There are people still dying.
No, yes. But you know what this means? People wear seatbelts.
Wait, hold on. How do you know? How do we know how many people are dying? Because the people who they say died, they put it out there. But you never hear about the people that are dying. They don't report that. They just had only reason that they put it out the other day about the young person that was working on the plane is because his people put it out there and they had to put it out in the news. Other than that, it would be cover up. I'm not doubting that people should, but it's another part of separation, segregation.
Yeah, see, this is why I don't watch this stuff, bro. This is why I don't watch this stuff. I just read and research. I don't watch this stuff because it's the same old stuff. You know what I'm saying? He got the pseudo judo going. You see his passion in there. Everybody else calm, but you look at his face. He mad as hell because he think it's his choice. And then Pierre just told the man, so I guess you don't have. He said, I guess you have sex raw. You see what I'm saying? But if it's your choice, and this the killer part, and Sutek, you said it. It's the killer part. If it's your choice, why the hell you ain't smoking in that restaurant? Why you won't roll up? Why you won't roll up in the restaurant and fire your blunt up in the restaurant? It's your choice. You get high. Why you don't do that? So you mean so you telling me that you don't have a choice in the restaurant? You don't have the choice? Because that's a great question that can be asked to everybody. Like, okay, so you said it's your choice why you don't get vaccinated. So why you don't smoke in these public areas no more? Like, you honor that. You seriously honor that. So if someone says you can't come in here unless you fully vaccinated, why is you offended? They tired of dealing with you. The world is tired of dealing with you.
Go ahead.
And we the only ones, bruh, listen, we're the only country in the world that is having this issue. Other countries ain't arguing about masks. Other countries ain't arguing about getting vaccinated. Hell, it's third world countries that wish they had a damn vaccine.
I want to know why he not as violated by the actual virus though. Like, you don't have a choice of not catching that virus, but I don't hear nobody saying nothing about that. The virus is violating the crap out of y'all, but nobody's talking about that. That I guess y'all just making the choice to let the virus infect you. That's, I guess, okay.
Yeah, they think it's like the flu, bro. They think it's like the flu. They gonna catch it and get over it like the flu.
But my thing is, it's violent. So Are they giving it a choice?
Not all people recover. Not all people recover from the flu.
Oh, I know.
Right.
People die from the flu too.
Yeah, there's risk in all of that.
But that's it, because that's basically what he's basically, if you really listen to it, to the things he's been saying, he's been trying to basically put it on the level of a common cold or the common flu. He just hasn't said it. And that's basically what these pseudos are doing. They're basically saying that this is nothing but a common flu, and if you don't get it and you catch it, if you eat enough ivermectin or drink enough alkaline water or sea moss or whatever, you're gonna be good.
Sea moss ain't gonna help.
That's what.
So look, let me put that in the bud real quick. So my homeboy, right, went to the Caribbeans, got his deal on sea moss. He came back to the States, he had COVID. Now he went to the Caribbeans, he was cool. He didn't test negative or anything like that. The man that went and caught COVID in the Caribbeans trying to get a sea moss plug. The sea moss ain't helping him. In fact, he got himself sick, his wife sick, and they trying to keep their son from getting sick, which is bad because they got to wear masks and all that stuff around them, keep from spreading it. But we don't know how successful that is. So the house on quarantine.
Damn. Oh, and elderberry juice.
That's everything that don't work. It ain't approved by the FDA. Why you mention the stuff that ain't approved by the FDA? That's the only stuff that I know of that ain't got to have an FDA approval in an argument.
But
everything else got to have an FDA approval.
I wouldn't be mentioning it if this isn't the shit I hear people tell me they using.
Man, everything but that got to have an FDA approval. Look how one-sided the argument has become.
Everything but that got to demonstrate efficacy. Ain't no efficacy on that. Ain't nobody, come on, man. Study saying that is beneficial to stop infections or shorten the length of time, any of that. That's crazy.
Black people, white and black. Now you got rich and poor. Then you got independent women that don't like women that depend. All of this shit is a cycle. And if you got COVID shot or whatever vaccine, I'm happy for you. But don't try to convince me that I should take it when I'm just healthy. I'm healthy. I'm good. I know I do the home remedies. I do everything. I put on my mask, as they say the law is, but I don't have to take the vaccine if I don't want to. If you got the vaccine, more power to you.
Right.
I don't feel my child if I don't want my child.
I already said that. I said that.
And just because you yelling don't make it better.
I yell because that's the way I express myself. You just said you take everything, so we're not even listening to you no more. You take everything.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Capone, Vanessa, Pierre, thank you so much. I think all of
She stopped that quick. She said it might be about to get out of hand. Mute these Negroes.
Yeah, that dude Capone.
Yeah, she muted him. She muted him quick. She does a poor job though because she's unsuccessful in that. But I wouldn't go. I'm not going to look for that show. I put them sources up. But I'm not going to look for that show. I'm not going to look for nothing that's going to take away my brain cells no more. I let Unk do it, sending me that stupid Inky video. I ain't doing it no more. I'm gonna do my best not to do it. When y'all send me videos now, I might just I might leave you on red and might not respond because I'm trying to save my brain cells.
The standard
says it's more pseudo than successful information out there. Even with all the right information out there, there's more pseudo. They come up with a new argument every day. And when you counter their argument, they make another one.
You seen what the standard said in there? The standard says the cure is yoga and meditation. That's what it's
Yeah,
talking
I'm gonna revoke his standard.
Are stupid as fuck.
I'm gonna revoke his standard. Yeah, so we just have to be smart, man. Like the Israel study, you got people cherry picking the Israel study and trying to use data to manipulate one way or the other. But the Israel study actually shows the success of the Pfizer vaccine. Now, notice Moderna is not a part of the Israel study, but Pfizer is. So it actually showed evidence and proof of what Chavis, you said earlier, as a reason why you still need to get vaccinated even after natural infection, because it will provide you with more protection.
Yep, and then your ass don't want to be reinfected. Hopefully you don't. I don't know about some of these people.
No, they like that 3 times. You know what I'm saying? The third time, I don't know if that's a charm or what, but I ain't never seen people that like to catch a certain sickness over and over again and like wear it like a badge. It's pathetic.
Crazy, bro. Like, would you brag about getting gonorrhea? Like,
Yeah, the way they talking about COVID.
No,
And see, that's what. Hold up, Chavis. So when I said what I said to Rich Ross, remember what I said to Rich Ross on that post? He said that he wasn't bragging. I said, but bruh, nobody knew that you had COVID twice until you said something about it. And I said, you saying it like it's a badge of honor. I ain't get no vaccine. I done had COVID twice.
That's exactly what he said. That was verbatim. He said, you are literally you're championing that shit right now, bro. I caught it 3 times. I'm straight. You're literally confirming exactly what the spec. Like, come on, man. You got pride in catching.
People don't understand how stupid they sound though when they say that.
Pride in catching this shit 3 times, not knowing his life is going to be altered for the rest of it.
Like, so you don't want to catch gonorrhea. You catch gonorrhea 1 time.
Here's the problem though. This dude is supposed to be an influential RBG leader in the Dallas community.
Oh, hell no.
That's the problem with it. You see what I'm saying? People look up to him. He's an influencer, right? So people look up to him from that perspective.
This is the dude from Juju Post?
Yeah, that's him. And that's why I said what I said. I lost all respect for him. That's why I said what I said. I said the same thing you heard PS say. I said you the type of dude that have HIV and have sex with a female and not tell her.
Basically, you said.
AIDS 4 times.
What? Yeah, nigga. Yeah, you ain't getting rid of that. You ain't getting rid of that. That don't go nowhere. Show me an herb for that. Show me what herb I need to take while you shake that.
Echinacea root. Take you some echinacea root to get rid of your 4-time AIDS.
Yeah, I don't want to see you niggas taking the HIV vaccine once Johnson & Johnson get it right.
Or Moderna.
Or Pfizer.
It's coming. It's coming. It's on the way. Clinical trials in session, man.
It's definitely coming. Johnson & Johnson had to stop their trials.
Brother Mathis asked another question again. I think we didn't answer this over and over. Will herbs help fight against COVID? No. Is there something herbs can do? No. The only thing herbs can do for you is help you strengthen your immune system. Is that going to stop you from being severely impacted by COVID? No. Mildly? No. Minimally? No. But what it does is it just helps you. It helps your immune system be strong enough to endure what can come. Now, what comes after that, you can't predict it. You can't say the herbs prevented you from having severe COVID, because severe COVID gonna come regardless. Herbs can cause an immune response against a novel virus. It has no way of herbs, which would be considered foods, has no way of recognizing a virus. It is ignorant to a virus.
Doing the
It is
same.
there's not no one natural herb or remedy that can defend the body against something it has never encountered. The immune system is more complicated than that. So to sit here and you know and propagate people, not you, people propagate for herbs, you know, do it in a way that's more nutritious. You know, let's promote nutritional health, you know, through some use certain herbal remedies to strengthen our immune system. I'm all for that, but I'm not for you telling me that I'm gonna stop COVID. You know what I'm
Preventing
saying? Some
disease,
people
no sir.
say you get sick, you get COVID, use these herbs to help you with a cough. Use these herbs to help you with respiratory. Use these herbs that'll help you with blood flow
Treating
or something like that. Like,
that's what
yo,
we're doing.
you tripping. You tripping. I'm already infected. You telling me to do all this, I'm already infected. So nah, I mean, herbs can't do much of anything in this particular fight, and they have proven not to be successful.
Based
Yeah,
on that. That ain't nobody's opinion. That's based on the data.
Well,
and that's how it goes.
with that, the science is spoken.
But nah, man, I mean, we put too much at stake. Like Sabi has gotten made people more unscientific because of this whole natural thing, this natural phenomenon or this wave of naturalism has did something. But what people don't argue about is not all natural remedies are good remedies. Not all natural herbs are fitting for you because you could be totally allergic to something. You could be totally subdued by something. Like hold on, I had an article that I put up.
Yo, I gotta make a run. This was a good show. I appreciate y'all for dropping this knowledge and keep doing it. You know, I'm gonna always support y'all because y'all been dropping the knowledge since I'm first listened to y'all first show a couple years ago.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so you know, natural doesn't necessarily mean safer or better. And there's an argument against that has been written in, you know, from like family health doctors, herbalmedicine.com, well, medicine, medlineplus.gov, and there's an NCCIH article, a scientific article regarding that, Mayo Clinic, and some university articles that talk about that. Like, yo, like for real, with all due respect, like, you know, natural does not always mean safe. It doesn't. So people sitting over here talking about natural. It doesn't always equal safe. You're gonna naturally fade to black.
Yep, fuck around, take the wrong dose.
Mm-hmm. How do they know that this thing worked? You feel me? Like, how do you know that they actually work? You don't know that it actually worked. There's no blood work being done. So when you ask if Sabi had a lab, and if he has a lab, what type of blood work has he done? He ain't got nothing but a notebook. So what's in his notes? We don't know. They haven't been published. So how does he know that this stuff is protecting itself? He don't know.
No. He just telling you that. y'all in fell for a hook, line, and sinker. Gotcha. He got me too. Don't feel bad. I was well before I even started dealing with science, I was championing that shit till I heard him say he don't read no books. Then I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I had to start thinking like, you don't read books, bro. Well, how did you? Wait a minute. How is we disseminating this information and you ain't reading no books, bro? You got to do some soul searching. Then wait a minute, man. I can't fool with Mr. Saber here. Man, it was cool that you got people, into being concerned about their health and whatnot. That was cool, but the claims, the mucus, nah, bro. Look, you can cure all diseases, all that. He ain't cured nothing. I ain't seen no data. I don't deal with testimonies. That ain't. I need to see some tests.
Yeah, I want to see that data too.
We ain't gonna never see it.
Don't exist.
His daughters can't produce it. Inky can't produce it. None of them can produce it. We wasting our time. None of them can produce what we're looking for. They don't know about a double-blind placebo clinical trial. They don't know the effects of that. They don't know how to actually look at the scientific. They don't know how to actually deal with scientific evidence. That's why one of the earlier shows, Science with Sean, I made it a point to talk about scientific evidence because people don't know how to measure or look at scientific evidence. It's all craziness, foolishness. And that's part of the problem.
That's the main problem. Misinterpretation. Poor understanding. Lack of competence in subject matter.
Yeah, they spend they spend as much time as people spend on TikTok watching them little videos and going on to the next videos and all that, looking for their arguments and sharing that stuff. Man, they could have read a scientific article, bro, and get the information behind it. They ain't even looked at no scientific article or journal or anything to substantiate the position that is held within the little TikTok video that they watched. I mean, when I really got into it, bro, I thought we were told to go research stuff.
Yeah.
Now, they telling you don't read books.
I heard that one before. That was the weirdest I ever don't read book. I don't even remember the position. It was just so illogical. That's where the knowledge is documented. Yeah, experience, that's cool, but how are you gonna know about that experience? You gotta write it down. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So come on. This is basic stuff.
He said he using oral tradition.
Who using oral tradition?
Dr. Sebi.
Who's oral tradition?
What is that called? What kind of evidence is that?
Who said he using oral tradition though?
I don't know. Shit, what else could he be using if he ain't got no damn books?
That nigga, man. All right, okay.
He getting it from he astro projecting that data. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have access to it. He got a whole.
I never listened to him.
Now, as soon as I heard that was my breaking point right there. I was like, whoa. I was watching I think it was the video, and I had to stop it. I had to rewind. Did he just say what I think he said?
This dude, now he put the right numbers in there.
Read no books and mix.
Let me retract my email. I hate when I gotta retract the email, yo.
Oh, from the website?
Nah.
You talking about
Delete unread copies of this.
Yeah, man. So shit. I see these numbers dropping. Might well get on up off here. We gonna be in there for 3 hours.
You've been on for a while.
Yeah, man. Make sure all y'all get ready for Volume 4, September 24th. Yeah, man. Also, we will be having a virtual book release September the 24th too, man. So we'll be keeping y'all abreast of the guest speakers that we'll be having. We already kind of know who we bringing, but before we let that out, let the cat out the bag. Just give us a couple more days to make sure everything is confirmed, down packed. But yeah, volume 4 will be on the way, and the virtual release party for the book will be on the way. Both will be September 24th. So, man, hopefully y'all be fucking with us. Everybody that's been supporting, please make sure you continue to, because this one just gonna be as good as the other ones, even better. I think it's gonna be better, man. I'm excited. Like I said, I see the evolution in our work, and if y'all been following us, I'm pretty sure y'all see the evolution in our work too. So, man, I'm gonna let the brother say something before we hop off. I play y'all out. Nope, nope.
No, that's it. That's it. I agree though. I feel like this one gonna be pretty good because I got some behind the scene. I seen boy stuff. It get deep, man. Y'all gonna have to grab these joints, man. There's some deep information in that volume 4. I just leave it at that.
So, you got
Cool,
nothing
bro.
to say?
I'm cool.
All right, man. Yeah. So appreciate everybody for coming through, man. We'll be back. If I don't come back tomorrow, I'll come back. What's today? Wednesday. I'll come back Friday. So please like the show as you going out if you haven't already. And even after the show is over, man, please make sure you share the show with friends, loved ones, anybody who would appreciate this conversation.